shockwave. Every road we pave, no debt we save. Trap laws we break, head high, silence deep. Promises we keep, street lights don't sleep. Money piles so steep, my zone we don't stall. Every win stand tall, eyes wide on the ball. Never run, never fall. My zone on the street, for the drums, for the heat. We ride, can defeat. Sharp minds, elite, no cheat, yeah, shadows tight. That's me, full sight, enemy take flight. We win the fight, still so ignite. Every rumor I burn out, solid moves, no doubt. Success loud, scream out. No life. Big bass, break the door. One less, we take more. Every loss, settle score. Next level, hardcore will. Spin tires loud. No fear, stand proud. We live, funk out. My gang too loud. Midnight, same breed. No greed, just speed. Every word I heed. Trap on, strong seed. Strong will, steady plan. Street law, understand. All moves in demand. Respect my land.
My zone, my sector, my game, my vector. We don't go every step, solid gold, fast, hard, ice cold, move smart, never told. My zone, no disguise, movie rise through the smoke, sharp eyes, we on the
All right. Appreciate everybody for coming on through. Can I get a mic check very quick? Because I'm playing around with a new headphone. Wow, an old headphone I'm using. So I just hit a 1 or something in the chat. Just make sure you hear me real good. Just want to make sure the audio is okay. I'm playing around with something like for the past 2 days. I can hear it on my end, but I want to make sure everybody can hear it on their end. So let me know, let me know, let me know. Yes, no, maybe so. Fingers to the keys. 1, you can hear me. 2, you can hear me. 1, you can hear me. 2, you can't hear me. Anytime, any day. Just get a little mic check. Mic check, mic check. Like, I have to call people out in the chat. It's like 4 people in the chat, like nobody can hear. Just want to make sure nobody can hear so I get straight back to the conversation. Jay, Leslie, usually active, mystery person in the clouds, like nobody at all. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Oh, that typo. Let's see how that works. All right. Mic check, 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 mic check. You know the sad part is when people just throw random stuff in the chat like they can. Oh, finally after 5 minutes of me saying, can anybody hear me? 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 Thank you. With the exclamation point. Appreciate you. I'm gonna show you how quick this is. Put your phone up. I understand. People got things to do in their lives. So we have things to do in our lives. So all right, let's get straight to it. All right. So we kind of go down the rabbit hole a little bit of divergency. All right. You ever seen the movie The Dream Within the Dream Within the Dream? So we're gonna have a reaction of a reaction, pretty much a reaction. So I'm gonna start off with O'Shea Jackson reacting to conversation between MTR reacting to what's the name? Alpha Male Strategist. I don't know too much of them, but apparently MTR reacted to him like 5-6 years ago, and it was a conversation pretty much of MTR making a trip to Thailand out of all the places. Going by his conversation, so I didn't hear anything new. He said he traveled to Thailand 10 years ago. So I don't know if he ever traveled outside the US. I'm not talking about Canada, not talking about Mexico. 10 years ago, he said he traveled outside of Thailand before. He went on a vacation. He don't know when he's gonna come back on, but in my opinion, it could be debatable. For me personally, when I go on vacation, everybody get one notice. After that, you don't hear from me until a little bit after I come back from my vacation. There won't be no, let me do content in the middle of my vacation. It won't be no shout out to Watts. These mofos made me do content. You just won't hear from me. Remember, I did this like multiple times on my birthday. I love my birth month. Shout out to April out there. I just went ghost for a whole month. That's it. No explanation, no nothing. I might owe some people respectfully some apologies, but I really didn't. That is my peace of mind, me getting my mental health the way I wanted to, and that's it. So there's a lot of stuff MTR kept talking about on his Get Out and I'm Leaving video, and he taking a break video. So I was like, okay. And then like a couple of weeks later, you see him doing content. They like from there, every other day he's doing content while he's there. So I'm like, you're not really taking a break, my friend. You're really not taking a break. So I appreciate everybody for coming through and get to the conversation. So we're gonna go to reaction to to O'Shea's, because I thought it was pretty cool conversation there. And then we're gonna go a little bit to New Tutorials reacting to Alpha Male Strategist. I don't know why he did like a 4-hour long stream video, which I'm not mad at because that's pretty much what he does. I mean, I've done it before, but I didn't really think the 4 hours was necessary. But we're gonna get into it. Then I think I have something as a response or some points to something he was saying. So yeah, I think a few other things. So all right, I'm gonna drag this out. Get straight to it. Share this. I think a lot of kind of low-key triggered because our response time was like so slow. So slow. That's me though. I make my feelings. I apologize. But still slow. All right. Shout out to O'Shea.
Also, mediocre tutorials and reviews took a month sabbatical over to Thailand, and he has released a series of
correction. He took a month sabbatical, exiting US. He didn't take a month sabbatical from doing content. Just want to be clear.
The videos to the public about his experience there, some of his gripes that he had in America when it came to quality of life, dealing with certain women and things like that. And to be fair to him, most of the commentary that I saw across all of the videos, about 10% of that had to do with dating or having relationships with women. Most of it was about the culture, the quality of life, how cheap things were, and stuff like that. To rebuttal some of the talking points, popular dating coach Alpha Male Strategies released a video called The Real MTR Officially Becomes a Passport Bro. Now, I got a lot of love for both of these creators. I actually love both of these creators. I haven't talked to AMS in a long time, but you know how men are. We don't need to talk and just still be cool. And
Yeah, Jay, that's the part that kind of like threw me off for a loop. Like, if I'm on vacation, I'm on vacation. Like, even if I'm a famous content creator, I even throw Alvin Preach on the bus. I remember one time they didn't announce they was on vacation or taking a break. They took like a month long break. Like they just stop. I think, and two, honestly, that would be the more healthiest thing to do. You know, for if you are that level of a content creator everybody get burnouts. Like people trying to get to the 100K or trying to get to the 5K, trying to get 10K, 20K subscribers, or you trying to monetize your way in such a way like, you know, your viewerships. Most people don't crack 10K. O'Shea, them guys, they do like, you know, 50 to 100K and plus. That's a good thing. And then you got to keep that momentum going, especially when new trending stuff happens. So it's like, okay, like we got the Carmelo case that just came out. So that's a conversation, right? So if that, with them in that lane, that'd be a conversation, get the numbers up. That's pretty much not even in MTR's lane. That's pretty much in O'Shea's lane. So I don't know, but that would be a good conversation to have. So, but that's something to get your viewership up or something like that. But again, if you're taking a break, you're taking a break. I just personally, I just want to take a break. And then during my break, I'm telling my audience, hey, well, during my break, you know, as I'm making content. I don't know. But those are his words though. I'm taking a break, but at the same time, not taking a break. Or I'm trying to fight not to pull up the camera, grab the mic and go live, but at the same time I'm grabbing the mic and going live. So I don't know.
the Alpha Male Strategies respectfully disagreed with some of the things that MTR was talking about, especially with some of the Passport Bro stuff. Now, the thing I love about AMS is that he's completely genuine. And if he loses a partition of an argument, he will not try to keep it up simply because he wants to stay in business as a dating coach or he wants to sell courses or anything like that. He's not that kind of guy. But we do need to preface this that he is a dating coach. He is an Amazon best-selling author. So to have a lot of the guys that would support what he's teaching and to go and become Passport Bros, you can see that there is a conflict in that arrangement, right? And I want to go over some of the things that MTR was talking about and how AMS responded to it.
You're listening to the propaganda of that this is the best place in the world for you to live, that this is the best country.
So here we're hearing MTR discuss how costly or how affordable things are in Thailand in comparison to the West. Now, AMS would attempt to rebuttal that by saying this.
When you stay here in America, in a capitalist society, right? And then you go to a second or third world country, of course, it's going to seem like it's the best thing since sliced bread because you bring in American dollars to a country where it goes 10 times farther, right?
That point.
But if you live there and you made the money that they pay there, those eggs are going to be comparable to what you would pay up here to your salary. Do y'all guys, it's all relative. They're cheap to him, but I bet you people that live and make their money there, it's not cheap to them.
He says, listen, you're bringing high value American currency into a developing country. Of course, it feels good for you, but if you were a local, then you would feel that the prices are basically the same. So he's trying to remove the leverage from MTR's argument. However, this is a fatal mistake for AMS, in my opinion, because number one, it is not MTR's fault that he is a content creator, that he can be a digital nomad, that he makes probably an absurd amount of money, and that he does have those dollars. You know, he also has a bachelor's, he has a master's. He's a guy that was doing very well in corporate America. So he already had leverage before he came onto YouTube, and no skills from his educational or academic background built more leverage into the content creation business. What AMS is trying to do is compare.
Yeah, but okay, so let's get back to his face. I agree to the point that O'Shea is saying though, except for here's the thing. I made a comment, like a lengthy comment before, so I might shorten up and I'm gonna go back and read it. Because a lot of responses came there. But here's the thing though. if MTR, I said this before my last stream, if MTR didn't have the YouTube influence and the money and all that good stuff, if MTR didn't have the college education, heck, if MTR did, I'll give him the high school diploma, even a GD. If MTR didn't have the YouTube status and money, if MTR did not have the college degree, which pretty much the point that Alpha Master Artist is driving to, just the fact that he is an American, his influence there would still be greater. His dollar here, even if he's making $8 an hour US, $10 an hour US, $14 a US, if he was making basic, regular, blue collar job wages, and he saved up and he went to this over there, that money and his influence, and just for American passport, he would still have that same vibe and feeling if you went there. He would still have this. Now, you can trust me or not, I had this conversation before. I had a which I call him like my country cousin, like a whole huge bumpkin guy, cool dude, love him to death. When his first time going to overseas just on a whim, and it freaked me out because I'm like, did you do your homework? Did you bring somebody with you? Like, I was more terrified of him because I didn't know if he knew how to maneuver going there. But he did. He saved up his money. He went there he stayed a month. He said he had the best time of his life. He went to some parts of Mexico. He stayed there for a month. He didn't travel out too far. He stayed like more locally. He was talking about same thing. The hype that MTR given is like the same hype my cousin was giving. Only difference is my cousin went out overseas for the first time. Like, I mean, his cherry pop. He was happy. He felt the experience, like, you know, same thing MTR said, like, hey, the love people gave him, you know, the experience he had, the food was cheap, you know, he said he even had, you know, in his mind, he had more to offer to give a tip to the locals, whatever, because how affordable the food was, the hotel was cheap. He said same thing. I wish I could record. He's talking about the massages. he literally was saying the same thing MTR was saying. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, I'm happy for you. I'm glad you had a good time. Glad you experienced it. He even talked about himself as being a black guy, been there, and how he just felt not an oddball or culturally different, if that makes sense, versus as a black person in the US. And that was just his experience. And I said, okay, he didn't talk about, you know, getting women, getting hoes, not like that. He just talked about just the culture, the food, the vibes, and that was it. And because of that, he's willing to go back to that same place all over again. You know what I'm saying? So he don't feel as much as like, hey, this is my first time person being there. So I think, again, that's what Alpha Male Strategy is getting to. That's pretty much like most of my comments to get to, plus the fact of I've seen a lot of MTR's content before. I think it sucks that, you know, which is part of the game too, because every time you keep pumping out content, you're going to get new followers, new viewers, whatever. So those new people's not going to know. But the ones that have been rocking with MTR for a long time, hopefully they got the good sense that God gave them to know. MTR, you know, he said himself, hey, I had 150K something a year job. I had a career. I left that 150K, 100K plus career. And from there, I started YouTube. But while he was doing YouTube and started his job, he was doing like tech, showing cameras, showing techie stuff by the cameras. And then that was it. So my argument with MTR is, from those phases of life, he did not have these perspectives then. He always talks about his father. He always talks about the world. He's always having this conversation with all these different people from a different perspective, young and old. So it's like, where in these moments of you leaving, retiring from your career, from a good job, benefits, 401k, everything else, leaving from that to go to start YouTube, because you had a goal in mind, like, look, if I do this, it's going to be double the work. And then from double the work from my regular job to YouTube job, because that's a work with itself, you had a goal in mind. Was your goal just like, I'm just going to make money and look good online? Okay. Then from there, you started YouTube. Then you had phases in your niches. You start doing the tech stuff. Then you start doing the double, like he will have guests on as to have these relationship talks. He had his homeboys, his some homegirls. He had an older mature woman on there, had real conversations. So it's like, now you had that phase. Then he left from that phase and went Matter of fact, he was still doing that part, but he went into the whole I'm the red pill guy. Had the whole introduction of red pill and everything else as an intro. So now you have the red pill talking points. You have the red pill conversations. So now you went from there doing from the conversation with actual people to now you're doing reaction channels and giving people the knowledge and anything else that he introduces on his channel. So now you went from there and you decided to say, hey, I'm going to go full time as a content creator. So you went full time as a content creator. That versus me as a regular 9-to-5 guy who got to punch in, can't miss a day off, stuff like that, versus this guy, you got the benefits to say, hey, I can go wherever he wants. So why didn't he have that perspective then in all the moments of his life? Like all of a sudden now, that somebody can say, the argument could be, well, you know, his father passed away. Yeah, but I was like, what, 3 years ago? 2 years ago? But even before his father passed away, 5 years ago, he still had the freedom of getting up and leaving. According to him, he was living in a whole other state, Ohio or somewhere else. The cost of living in those states was way different than Atlanta. Somehow he chose to be in Atlanta. Was it because of college, get that master's degree or whatever you need to do? Okay, great. What was your plan then? And another content that he drops off before, he drops content about saying, hey, I paid off a $300,000 mortgage. So again, within a 2-year span of him jumping on YouTube, I don't know his whole history, none of my business, but if you had enough money to drop off 300K bands to pay off your mortgage, it seemed like you got more freedom as you have over there. So I don't know. Me personally, MTR and O'Shea, I think it depends on where you live at, bro. Even in the States, I can name you places that got nice locations, very quiet, nice areas, and you will be paid, as far as rent goes, just rent alone, $300 to $400 a month just on rent. Now they're doing this whole tiny homes thing. If that's your thing, if you're trying to be like O'Shea was saying, he's a digital nomad. So now if you want to be the, I guess, work on a nomad stuff lifestyle, which is fine, but this is what's going on. So people look for other options to make their life a little bit easier, because a lot of people at first, maybe they were sold on the dream of, hey, let me get the 60, 80K Benzo or the whatever Ranger, the SUV and the Benz. Maybe they were sold on that. Maybe they just like the damn car. I don't know. But other people just say, you know what? That 2001 Honda Accord is been running well for me. There's no problems with it. It look clean for me. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep running it. So I don't know. You just got people have a different mindsets when it's come to that. That's just my thoughts on it. But as far as the comments, let me bring this down. Make sure I can see the comments on here. Let's see if I blow that up. Okay, so yeah, I'm at the right timing. Okay, that's perfect. All right, so just respond to this point so far. So I go to say at the time at 3:15, I said MTR had a 6-figure career long before a full-time YouTuber. He was making well over 100K a year, had college degrees, and spent more than 6 years building his platform full time. Here's my issue with MTR. He realized multiple videos while claiming he was on vacation. If you're truly taking a vacation, why are you still constantly pumping out content? That's a valid question. MTR also stated that he visited Thailand over 10 years ago. He has said numerous times that he was making well over 100K per year and had established a career before becoming a full-time influencer. So why didn't he have this so-called revelation back then? Again, a valid question. He had an entire decade to figure it out and plenty of money to save and travel. Can't deny that. He also had direct access to people like O'Shea, Zoom to Thailand, and others who have been living overseas for years. Because y'all guys would make a great source. You got Zoom to Thailand is a Hollywood movie star. O'Shea Drew Jackson was, according to O'Shea, was in the medical field, and he left and went to overseas and made it home. So it's like been there like what 10 years, O'Shea. So from there, so why is it spiritually awakened? Why is this a spiritual awakening suddenly happening now? Most of what he's saying isn't groundbreaking. It's basic information that many people already know. Adults, full function adults, which MTR is a full function adult. Sorry, but this feels like another grift to me. Standing on that one. First, he jumped onto the red pill train, which is true. Then he started receiving major backlash. He kept going back and forth on whether he was actually red pill or not. Then, in one of his recent videos, he claimed to be a passport bro. Now, in his latest video, he's talking about coining the term visa bro, which is weird. At some point, it takes to look less like a genuine evolution of beliefs and more like rebranding to stay relevant to wherever trend is currently getting attention. And I agree. I think this like kind of pinpoints MTR like 100% all the time. Each little new trend, like I think somebody told me he's gonna move. I know he said the video. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he's gonna move to Thailand. I'm just gonna say, maybe I could be wrong. I don't think he's gonna move to Thailand. I think MTR is just gonna go straight to the passport bros conversation, and then he's gonna switch up and go back to like, let me dunk on the non-white women and see what the women do wrong and see his and other examples and this, that, third. I'm gonna give it a whole month. He got the money to do it. He got time to plan it out. I'm gonna give him like a month or less than 2 months. I don't see him going nowhere. I see him staying where he at. I don't see him relocate to Thailand. If anything, I see him relocating, visiting another country because everybody's talking now, and he's gonna have a whole other thing. But I will say this: I'm gonna take a guess. I think MTR, when he visits another country, if he don't move to Thailand, he's gonna move to the 5 other countries that's similar to what passport bros go to. It's gonna be common ones. It's gonna be Philippines. Shout out to the Filipino P. It's gonna be, which he did content with, not really with, but talked about, and we'll show that a little bit later. I think he's gonna go to Brazil or Colombia. Pretty much all the ones that's known for the passport bro. I think he might go to Panama, just to throw it out there. So I am standing on that. So the comments, there's a lot of comments in here. And shout out to me because I had like what? People like 73 hitting that thumbs up. Well, I appreciate y'all. So a lot of people had commented on like this comment is on point. The issue is not that, shout out to Ron Tron. The issue is not that a man can't change his mind or generally enjoy Thailand. The issue is how convenient this passport bros was right pivots looks after years of being in the manosphere. Exactly. Having money, having a 6-figure career, having premier Thailand experience, and having direct access to people who already lived overseas. I agree. And he's talked about this many times. There's other videos where he like dogging other women that's like, you know, quote unquote was talking about passport bros. He was shitting on them. And then there was like other videos where we'll share that later, where the stereotypical passport bros, he was talking about them, and he don't even know who the hell they are. Zoom to Thailand, he know who Zoom is. O'Shea, he know who O'Shea is. O'Shea don't call himself a passport bro, but he know he's a guy overseas living it up and taking all the benefits with it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the people that he was praising, he don't know. He doesn't know. So Tron continues to say, if this was such a deep revelation, why now? He had the resources, the network, and the information years ago. I agree. At some point, this starts looking like less like a genuine awakening and more like another content rebrand. Shout out to him. First Red Pill, then distancing from Red Pill, then Podcast Bros, now Visa Bros. Every new trend becomes a new identity, a new label, and a new content. You know what? I know I wish mine got pinned, but this one should have got pinned. Every new trend becomes a new identity, a new label, and a new content. That hits the nails on the head. That hit the nail on the head. because he always switching up. He's living like a black Sneeko, except for he's not loud like Sneeko. Traveling abroad is fine. Changing your views is fine. But when every personal revelation turns into a monetized brand, people are right to question whether it's real growth or just staying relevant to the next profit lane. I agree. Shout out to him. Go ahead and kick that thumbs up on that one. Clay Sheen, 6953. Unique name. You're 100% spot on. You're 100% spot on. All of MTR's content was starting to get stale. Even within his comments, people were getting tired of his Kendrick reviews and other repetitive content. He used this vacation to spin his content into what it is now. Passport bros or not, some of us can spot the grift for what it is. I agree. I know somebody hit me on my community wall, tell me some, you think he a grifter? Like, well, if you don't know the definition of what that is, I don't know. And not to throw O'Shea the bus, the only thing I can say about O'Shea, he is consistent on him saying, hey, I'm tricking all day, every day. Maybe because he leaned into a little bit more because in the past of stuff he was doing, he wasn't like this. Well, you could argue disrespecting, but he wasn't like doing like a fresh and fit thing, but he was being himself, like, hey, I came there to trick. Okay, cool. Not mad at you. But he's not pretending like, I'm not tricking. I don't know what that is. Then we see him in 4K tricking. So we don't see that. So everybody sent him super chats. I remember he did an interview live with Lucky Marie. People send super chats just saying that, let him trick off you. Like, come on, man. It's not even a joke. It's like a reality, which is the truth. Next commenter says, Prism, shout out to him. The rat race is digital as well. Laughing emoji. No one wants to admit it, but no matter which way you spin it, there is no true freedom without the pressures of earning a living or maintaining a livelihood. Correct. And that's in any country. Any country, which pretty much what Alpha Male Strategist was saying in the comment, like, yo, you can role reverse. You can live there like the locals living there. You still got to maintain. You still got to maintain. And just because they smiling at else, I mean, I know a lot of people say like, they're looking at him as a lick. Well, that could be a possibility. But at the same time, guess what? They could be just like, hey, they're not like, I know say all Americans, but most Americans, hey, when we get from work, we erasing work out our mind and we're going from the next thing that's more pleasant, less stressful. It's usually home. It's usually home. Or your girl's house. Or some guys go to the bar. Some women like go to the medi-pedi with their homegirls. Or some women like to go shopping or whatever they like to do. Or some people just like to, I know a buddy, he like, hey, he got a 6-pack and his cooler, crack one and like to drive off and go hit to the pond and like to go fishing. It's just that's what some people do. But he's talking about like, oh, they smile on my face. Yeah, dude, because some of them is just dope. That's how they are. That could be their culture. Some people here, like I see most of the time, they're smiling, whatever. But guess what? They worked hard. Some do 60, 80 hours. But guess what? They're not going to do. They're going to choose to be a dick to somebody else because they had like a bad day at work or a bad week. Heck, they might have a bad month, but they're not going to choose to put that on somebody else. That's just how it is. Some people in the States. So that's why I be saying, I think people kind of be in their own little bubble and look for things to either hate on or project that hate onto other people. Like MTR do with all his content. Oh, all women this, or all black women this, or all white women do this. And then I think it was one content where I reacted to. I think he jumped on Duke the Dawn's channel when he's like, "Hey man, I do have content." Yeah, but that's breadcrumbing it. That's like breadcrumbing. That's like me. I could literally flip it now and talk about, you know what, Pearl and Myron's right. All these women is suck. They pieces of shit. Especially the black. I could do that all day long. And then I'll sprinkle in like, well, these men, 100 content hating on women, but then I'll do like 1 or 2 here or there of a guy doing something. Like, see, man, I talk about guys too. That's part of grift. Let me switch the eggshells around a little bit. Let me sprinkle a little salt in your eyes so you get a little fuzzies and won't see the whole truth for what it is. He also goes on to say digital nomads can't sustain beyond their means, and their means of income is slowly URL. If no leverage is made IRL, then they become dependent on what they generate through content. That's a fact. That's a fact. And I think a lot of people need to understand that with the separate that from the differences. Like, for example, low key, I'm clowning our MTR, but at the same time, I'm having a conversation about MTR. And at the same time, this is content. I know the number's going to jump or whatever. If it is, if it don't, that's fine. But the overall is like, hey, it's a conversation. MTR claims that he won a conversation, but he don't choose to have a conversation. He's very selective who he have conversations with. MTR is never going to like, okay, this person actually disagreed with me. He's not going to go out his way to like have a unfriendly or a mischief conversation with me, but he's generally going to have a conversation with me. He's never going to say that. He's never going to hop on panels like that. If Big Yo numbers ain't up or it's not in his favor, MTR is never going to jump on a panel where it's something like that. He'll do it for O'Shea because they actually know each other, they're friends. So again, no disrespect to O'Shea, but that's where the bias come at. You're cool with me, I automatically got a bias. You automatically do. And that's fair, nothing wrong with that. Same thing with Zoom Thailand. They got a mutual alignment, both for content creator and what they do. Boom, that's a person they're gonna agree with him all day, every day. If you've seen Zoom Thailand, how their conversations going, always agrees. You're never gonna have no real conversation with somebody between them two. You're just not. Shout out to Oh My YTV. He goes saying because it's going to be good content. The reality of this is he gave a view of the honeymoon phase, which is true. Anywhere you move or visit, you think, oh wow, it's so different here. It's not the that damn different. It's not. And he's grifting to work men that seem to have issues with women. It doesn't matter where you go. It really doesn't. It's all about finding who you click with. Let's definitely earn a thumbs up. There you go. This comment really needs get paying ASAP. I wish it was. What's going on here with the Solver? The Solver PR. Solver PR says, great expression, sir. Hey, gang. It's like if MTR was a bubble and now has seen some sort of enlightenment. But what he's talking about is 5 years later. I even go far and say 10 years later, 11 years later, because last I looked up to, and we'll show that again over time, when I looked into like, yo, what, like just generally asking, what's the Passport Bros? What's the movement? How long has it been? And they gave like a good definition of it. Let me stop this and share this real quick, just because we're on that topic. Just because we're on the topic. That's fine. Passport Bros can pop in and say give their own timeline on it, but MTR like to Google, so I'm a Google too. So my Google review says this. Let me blow that one up. All right, so I Googled and said, how long and when has the Passport Bros been around? So Google response was, the Passport Bros movement has two distant timelines: the history of the Pacific online slang term and the much older underlying behavior. The origin of the term, 2011, coined 2011. The literature term Passport Bros was coined by African men filmed Al Grease in his 2011 documentary, Frustrated. All right, I gotta check that one out. The original context, the film focused on a niche trend of Black American men traveling to countries like Brazil to find romantic relationships. They felt displaced or unappreciated by modern Western dating dynamics. Sounds familiar, ladies and gentlemen in the chat? With that being said, the early online footprint is now, while some variations of the term popped up on early messages on boards in the early 2000s, it remained incredibly obscure for over a decade. Dun, dun, dun. then they go on to like other stuff, the Variable Boom, the TikTok, the Manosphere, the Modern Profile, like everything with social media, the reality of it. Like, come on, man. Can't make this up. So going back to that great comment. Okay, so, but he's talking about is 5 years late. I think his content has become monotonic and kind of preachy. I agree. Maybe his analytics, which is a Zoom collab, he said he don't even pay attention, which that's a lie. Showed him some trend that he did not like, and he needed a shift. All this gets solved is he had gotten a simpler girl and put three kids or her while living in a big estate in Mississippi or something. He would have had the love of that woman and 3 kids. And that's one thing I didn't understand too. Mr. The Solver, like the people on that side of the lane, you know, within MTR, again, now MShay made it like clear, like, hey, I'm tricking. I never heard MShay say I'm looking for a wife unless he was joking around. You know, if O'Shea said, hey, if I had 3 or 5 women and they could just be like, hey, do whatever he wanted or whatever, he good with that. That's honesty, right? But MTR, Fresh and Fit, the Rolo Tomasis, who else are the goofies out there? The Red Pills, Donovan Sharp, all these other guys, they preach and harp about other women, right? But guess what? None of these people was in successful relationships. None of them is married. None of them have like a steady, long-term relationship over a long period of time. Heck, even many times, MTR talk about how bad the dating pool is in Atlanta. And this is the place that he lived in. So if MTR living in the same place for all these years that he moved from a whole nother state, whatever reason for living in Atlanta. So you mean to tell me if you live in Atlanta for all these years and you having issues with finding a date or finding a long-term girl, or I don't even know what his goal is. Like, is your goal is to get married, is to have kids, is to have like a long-term girl? But again, he keeps saying the pool is bad. The pool is bad. So the pool of women is so bad in Atlanta. Why haven't he moved? Like, he did 6 years of content of talking about the pool is bad. He's having conversations like that. The pool is bad. So if the pool is so bad of women, why don't you move? Why don't you move out of Atlanta? 6 years ago, I would have been moved. If I hate the women so bad in my town, I'd have been relocated. We got internet now. We got online. We got dating sites. Why don't he go over there and find other women in outside his lane? It's weird. Shout out to Tron. Tron says Pastor Bro is the final form of the enlightenment and self. Oh man, that's perfect. That is perfect. I agree. That's so great. That's all I hear. Shout out to Jedi Mike. Good sir, good sir. What else we have? Which is collab, blah, blah. All this gets solved if he had gotten a girl. Yeah, so we've got that one. So the last few is, all right, more. All right, shout out to me. Let's go ahead and put a thumbs up on that one. The Black Aquarian. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a rebrand. Those travel content creators be getting it back. Yeah, they do. They do. But I think a lot of the X-Pass ones is the best ones for me because they're not preaching passport bros. They're not talking about women. If there are certain women, they actually have a consistent girlfriend by them. Now, we might look at the older men that look like 65 and 70, and they have like a 30-year-old or a 21-year-old at their side, and we go like, oh man, I wouldn't do that. And that's fine too. Nobody gonna knock that. But we cannot deny that's not somebody they're like, oh, well, I'm just going to hit this one and go on to the next, or I'm just going to talk this one a little bit and move on to the next. They're not doing that. These are long-term committed women in their life. What's the one guy named He's an expat, Sunshine Shoulders, that actually lives in the Philippines. He went there. All he did was nothing but breakdowns of cost of living, food, your bills, the basic necessities to have you survive in the Philippines, where he's at, and places that he was relocated at, and he was giving tips on his other sources of income, supplemental income, along with his recent YouTube channel that kind of get all the rent and bills paid. Over time, guess what? He got married. He had a long-term girlfriend, fiance, got married. That lasted for some years. It didn't work out. He didn't sit there and do the whole boohoo women. All women suck. He didn't do that. Other people in the same lane. So another guy too, I can't remember his name, actual expat in the Philippines. He was talking to a girl, but their careers, because she was still doing school. Again, people over there, like the other commenter said, people, matter of fact, what Alpha Male was saying too, Alpha Male Strategist was saying, he was living his life over there. If you living your life over there and that person living their life, they doing what they're doing. School, work, college, learn what they need to do so they can get ahead. If it's not for them, it's for the family. So they had goals in mind. But we're still over here in the States screaming about women, traditional women, traditional women. But guess what? Those women are working, just like the women here in the States working. Those women over there going to college, getting their utmost highest degree, just like the women over here in the States is going to college, going to school, and to get their utmost highest degree. So what do you think they're going to do? When they get their degree, they're going to want to use their degree in their field. No different in the States. But unfortunately, everybody's screaming, traditional. We got a few more. Yep. So Tula What Boy says, sometimes I have to get others' perspective because I'm probably too skeptical. It's good to see the other questions see face turns from these mega alpha bros. Yeah, I agree. Prime Time, shout out to him. I agree with you. If you didn't make so many incorrect and non-context statement, here's where the butt kicks in. Here's where the bootlicking kicks in. So, for one, why would you have an issue with him putting out videos? Number one, goofy. Nobody have a problem with him putting out videos. MTR could put out all the videos MTR want to put out. But guess what? If you putting out the first video and say, I'm going on vacation, and guess what you don't do is go on your vacation, and your vacation is nothing but content like Passport Bros content, that's problematic. That's contradictory. That's contradictory. Now, let's go on to the next sentence. Because I didn't read this one, but we're going to break this sucker down. It's not his typical format. Exactly. So you just contradict your own damn self. You just threw yourself on the bus. You literally just threw yourself on the bus. It's not his typical format. Yeah. Where the grifts come in. That's where the grifts come in. If you say you're on vacation, but all your vacations, you're pumping out content, doing the vacation stuff like Passport Bros, you're technically not on vacation. Technically not on vacation. I'm sorry. Got a break. Got a break. And he was also talking about his mental health, not struggling, and all this stuff, and how he was fighting not to pull up the camera, and pull up the mic. But guess what he did? Pull up the camera and pull up the mic. So it's a you problem, sir, not a us problem. Those videos aren't even edited. Nobody said nothing about editing. I don't know what the crap that point supposed to mean. He's a content creator. We know he's doing content. And that's how he makes his living. We know again, but again, he's supposed to be making all this money, paying off 300K mortgages. So that means over 6 years of YouTube money, he should have enough saved up. It wasn't he doing videos talking about finances that I saved? I need to get on that program. I've been saying I'm broke and busy for the longest. Maybe I need to get on that MTR program and see what's really going on in there. It wasn't before he was going on YouTube, sir. He was saying he was making over 150K a year. So how long he was making that? Was it 6 months? Was it 3 months? Was it a year? How long? Secondly, he stated why he didn't have his revelation 10 years ago. What exactly did he say he didn't have 10 years ago? His revelation. What was the reason for that? Then we'll give this. We even give this little this weak sentence. We'll give this weak sentence a pass. Let's just say, for example, he didn't have this revelation 10 years ago. So what happened 8 years ago when he had his 150K career job? What happened 6 years ago when he started to work his 150K year job and he just started YouTubing? What happened 6 or 5 years ago when he retired fully from his career job, making 150K a year, and then he's doing YouTube full time? You got perks. You got more freedoms. You mean to tell me all these conversations he's having with all these women and all these men, you mean to tell me he had no revelation then? Not about life, not about living expenses, none that hit home. Now, what about 4 years ago when he was doing nothing but off again, on again, Passport Bros videos? Because we're going to show that too, where he just kissing the Passport Bros ass. What about that? No revelations, huh? No revelations. Prime time. What's the rest of it? He was with friends and had different intentions. What kind of intentions? What kind of intentions? He was with friends on his trip to Thailand. He wasn't with nobody in Thailand. He went by himself. So what's going on? He could easily make a trip to Zoom, like, hey, Zoom, I'm there, man. What's going on? He didn't tell nobody. O'Shea said he found out through a posting. But that's actually his friend, according to them two. After his cancer diagnosis and the death of his father, he has a new outlook on life. Sir, I'm not going to knock anybody that has a passing, and I'm going to give a real timeline, so to speak, on grieving. But again, for him to be talking about how men supposed to act and how men supposed to behave, once his daddy passed away, which was like, what, 3 some years ago, after the first year, grieving should have been done. Now, I'll give you some trauma. Some things might come up. He might see family and stuff. He might visit friends in the States and stuff might come up. And I'll give you that. Some stuff might come up from there. But what's really holding you down? What's really holding you down? Nothing. But again, contradicted again. He said himself in multiple videos, just before and after his father, may he rest in peace, passed away, he had all these other revelations. He was knowing everything about the Passport Bros. He was agreeing to everything what the Passport Bros were saying. So if he's so hung up on it, he should have left then. There's nothing tying him down. That should have been a revelation to kick in. So again, we asked him why. He's allowed that, especially after 10 years of his matures to mature thought. The dude's 40 years old. He's 40. You know what's also mature? Stop dunking on women all the time. That's maturity. Stop doing videos dunking on women all the time. If we're hating on women because they ain't married or not married and ain't doing this, that stuff, what's your 10? Are you married? No. Third, he never stated he was a Passport Bro. He did. He just said he's going to coin it as Visa Bro. He's going to look into coining it from Passport Bros to Visa Bros, and a screenshot said him basically promoting that he's a Passport Bro. Some things are implied. I'm not a murderer, but I'm a murderer. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to say the words. Yeah, I took this person out with the what's that old gang with the Mr. the butler with the pipe in the kitchen. Sometimes you just don't have to say things. It's just implied, sir. Some things is just implied. It just implied. People falsely said he hated on the Passport Bros. I don't know who said that, which isn't true. I don't know who said that. It's like he having an argument with himself at this time. He has supported the Passport Bros, but he didn't tie himself to that brand. He do now. He did it on videos. He did it in videos because of the negativity conversation. Well, just like the negative conversation of him being a red pillar, when he kept videos of him going back and forth of him, I'm a red pillar, I'm not a red pillar, doing a whole video intros of my red pill, of a red pillar, of him trying to like play around with the words. Then I guess he finally locked in an argument with himself It said, hey, you know, when people ask me, am I a red pillar? I just asked him, what do you think a red pillar is? That was his response. That was his response. A goofy one, but that's the response. Now he's saying he understands the passport bros more. He didn't understand them all them years he was doing content on them and agreeing with them. He didn't understand then, but okay. Okay. Still not saying he is one. Visa Bro would be a brand built on freedom and encouraging men to express other countries. That's literally what the passport bros do. Plus women, plus the privileges, plus the leverages of him getting with other women or doing other things just because you are a U.S. citizen. I get it. You should too if you actually listen to what he's been saying. I'll be honest with you. I'm listening. I'm just not swallowing that pill. I'm not swallowing that pill. I just died. All right, back to the video. I'm just not swallowing it.
Built more leverage into the content creation business. What AMS is trying to do is compare apples and oranges, which doesn't really matter right now because nobody cares about the people of Thailand's economy because we're not there looking at them. We're listening to what he is saying, okay? And he has an audience that could possibly replicate or do some of the same things that he is doing simply because he is an American citizen and simply because it's more possible for an American to live in Thailand than it is for a Thai person to live in America. The point of the everyday citizen of Thailand and what their economy or earnings are, it doesn't matter and it has no real point or bearing in this argument because the point in the argument was about MTR. It was about his experience, not about anybody else. So I thought this was a very poor take by AMS. However,
Mostly.
Yeah, but hold on. O'Shea, you're right. A lot of it, he was talking about his experience, but while he was talking about his experience, he was also promoting the Passport Bros movement, which is like, I'll be honest, is negative. We're going to put it out there. So many content on that. Two, he was also promoting the fact that he was like, want to move there versus thumbnails, all that good stuff. What he should do, how to relocate, conversations, not just in the video, but moving forward, that same message going over to Zoom to Thailand and everywhere else. So he wasn't just talking about his experience. He's talking about what we as a viewer should be doing in that. That's pretty much where his conversation was going like, hey, I see what the Passport Bros is doing now. Therefore, I am this. Therefore, everybody else should be going the same direction. That's almost like a whole staple of what majority of the Passport Bros movement is. That's a whole staple.
Women, right? But a lot of the locals, and I've actually been thinking about getting on.
However,
mostly women, right? But a lot of the locals, and I've actually been thinking about getting them over here. We can do like an interview sitting right next to each other, like having a conversation so that y'all can learn firsthand kind of what.
Hey, let me get some. I'm thinking about getting some of the women over here so we can not the men. Let me get the women. You see how I go to the women first? Let me get the women over here so we can have the conversation so I can show y'all, you know, how the locals act and blah, 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 blah. Passport Bros. God bless you.
Else, like, what is life now?
So MTR says the women are nice. They're more submissive.
That's not what he said, bro. Let me round that back. That's how he said.
Take by AMS. However,
mostly women, right? But a lot of the locals, and I've actually been thinking about getting them over here. We can do like an interview sitting right next to each other, like having a conversation so that y'all can learn firsthand kind of what else, like what is life now.
So MTR says the women are nice. They're more submissive, but AMS would combat this.
The women over there, guys, in these countries, they're going to be more feminine to you because they see you as a catch. Femininity from women has always been about leverage, right? Leverage as in you're higher value than them, so they have something they can.
Oh, 100% agree with all that. I see what he's saying. Like, hey, women could also use their femininity as a weapon. They could use their femininity as a weapon. I understand that. That's a valid point. At the same time, before he went that way, women, a large majority of women overseas, especially ones that's like, on the this country corrupt too. Most women overseas that see an American, and they can tell you American from a mile away, they generally see MTR as a leg. That's the point right there. That's the point. They see MTR as a leg. Now I'm gonna help y'all out with some telltale signs. When MTR be saying some stuff, he like to look around, scratch his nose, scratch his head a little bit, and then try to narrow that point home. Just help y'all out a little bit. So every time you see him do that, lock on to what he said versus how his body language is.
Game, so it's in their best interest to be on their best behavior.
He would continue by saying this.
Once the guys bring them to America, and now they know they got you on a hook to take care of them financially. When they was in their country, some of them, they treat you a lot better. But you get them back here, now they know they got you by the balls.
I don't agree with that one. It's most of women do that because again, we've seen videos where men from the States will go out overseas, get with a girl, marry her, have something serious, and then come back over here, make her a U.S. citizen. And then some of them will say, which again, this happened where their citizenship would be up, or they get their green card, and then they ghost them. Like it's literally out. I know a guy. Again, I'm not speaking on this one guy like MTR and project onto everybody else, but it's one person I knew. He went to some country. He had a great experience. He didn't oversell it, but he had a great experience. He was looking for a mail order bride. He went there, got the girl, came back, but he's still like, the work guy. So he would bring her to her job. Like, hey, I'm working, you working. And she would do that for the most of the time. I think after 2 years is up, I think she got her citizenship or something like that. And then she divorced him. So all that money he invested in the process of her. And once she got her citizenship, she made an exit. She gave her reasons, whatever they was, and then she exited out. So there are women that do that. There's some women. I think I did one video I thought was funny because a guy purposely went overseas, sleeping with his woman overseas, raw, unprotected, got her pregnant, helped her get her visa. She came to the States to come visit, and she had the baby here in the States. And because of that, the baby was a citizen. It was like now it's a lot of legalities with that. So she was technically he had responsibility of her to stay in the States because he has a child by his woman, and that was a thing. So as he was telling the story, me and everybody else was laughing because he was very ignorant. It sucked for the child, but not for him.
This is 1,000% correct from Alpha Male Strategies. Okay, 1,000% correct. I have seen this so many different times, and the way that nobody can say that he's wrong is because what do passport bros tell you themselves? Never bring them to the States. The guys in the Philippines say this. The guys in Thailand that I see say this. Okay, the guys in the Dominican Republic or Brazil. Do not take them out of their habitat and bring them to, quote unquote, the Matrix. Now, when you're somebody like MTR, somebody who is largely, I would still consider him young, on the brink of wealth, or probably not already wealthy, and you have access, yes, a woman is going to be feminine. Now, culturally, women are more feminine in these countries by nature. And that's because they typically depend more on men for opportunities. So, in the UK, Canada, the States, women have their own money and things like that. So they kind of be a little bit more straightforward about it. But there is a certain level of high passive aggressive behavior in a lot of these third world countries. So, yeah, a woman can be feminine presenting, but you really don't know what the real initiative or goal can be sometimes. I've experienced as being in Uganda. A woman is a very feminine, doesn't really talk back. But just because you're feminine doesn't mean you don't talk back.
Thank you, Jay. I messed up. Like I was saying to O'Shea was, you're pretty much agreeing with alpha male strategists at this point, because you're pretty much saying the same thing, except for just saying like sometimes women, sometimes not women, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But I would just say just vet. Just have a little bit more sense of awareness, have a little bit more clarity on your boundaries and the communications like you would here in the States or anywhere, because you're going to be you wherever you go. So if you are the type of person, not saying MTR is, but again, at the top is MTR. If MTR is the same type of person he is in the States, and he's claiming that he's pulling all the worstest of the worst of the worst source of women, the value of women, where he's at, because he's in the States, and then he go over there and he doesn't know how to pick from those type of women, guess what? He's gonna have the same outcome. So what you gotta do? You gotta vet. What do I want out of a woman? O'Shea said, hey, I want a trick. So there you go. Easy access. Everything's transaction with O'Shea. I give you money, you make me feel good. Once you've done that, you go your way. I get to be home by myself. No drama, no whatever I don't want for women, they're out the door. Sound like fine. That's what you want to do. MTR, I haven't heard anything from MTR. What he wants out of a relationship? Do he want a relationship? Why he chose out of all this time to just go directly to Thailand for some reason? He could have went to anywhere else out of the country. I've seen people go to Italy. They had a great time, great experience, no drama. I've seen people go to London. No problems, no drama. So I heard people go to Bali, Spain, no problems. So Paris, no problems. So all of a sudden we just go to Thailand. So that might be a little weird question there. Why did O'Shea out of all places go to Thailand? Is it because it's cheaper there? Like, I don't know. Is he looking for a wife? I don't know.
You could still be very deceitful. And a lot of the hypergamy in kind of deceitful ways that the red pill talks about with women, you see it here, but it's harder to detect because you're also dealing with somebody that you don't understand the culture of how they do things. You really don't even know how they think all the time. But
I ain't gonna lie, I don't even think it's that different. If he's saying, if the argument here is they're more feminine and traditional over there, so we know what feminine and traditional is over here, and we see a feminine and traditional woman over there. We just see it. So we're not gonna ask questions. Like if that shocks the shit out you, like, dang man, I never seen no feminine and traditional woman, over here before. Well, you want to just ask basic questions, how's the family? If you want to see her, how's your dad? How's the family? Can we see each other? Like, go out some more in public, see how we engage. Let's go. Where you live at? Like, stuff like that. Like, we gotta. Isn't vetting part of the, instead of just seeing something from the outside looking in? Oh, she looked very feminine. She seemed very traditional. How we know that?
On average, women are more polite, women are more respectful, because that is how they must behave to get by in a third world country. This is true.
And the United States too. But okay.
True. And you will not really know how she is until you are to remove her from her habitat. And then once she has the ability to have more leverage over you in the States.
Crikey, gotta move from their habitat. You see the brown whiskered female with the 36 Ds and the light eye just crawling up on me, bruh. Just crikey up on me. Show me all the habitats. Now we get to move that rare breed creature straight from its habitat, and we gotta see it in its a natural raw form. Then we can learn from it. We can take notes.
Then that's kind of when you would really see if the woman really cared about you or not. All right. So I think the AMS is making a point here that female hypergamy and female deceitfulness is largely the same if you want to talk about it like that women are typically the same everywhere. So I would agree more or less with him on this point, typically because I have already seen this. MTR would also go on to talk about the people of Thailand.
Walking around these streets and feeling ease, peace. I'm looking at all of the people smile, laugh.
So people laugh a lot, people smile, things like that. AMS would attempt to counter to this.
MTR, you gotta get the hell out your house, man. See people smile, laugh. They don't do this in Atlanta. When I walk out my doors in Atlanta, they don't smile. They don't laugh. What they do, MTR? They mean face. They mean monkey. Every time I walk out my door, I go from one step to the other. I pay $200 for some massage. Who you let massage you, MTR? A woman or a man? It was a woman. Did she smile? She smiled, Great Pill. Because you paid her. Yeah.
By saying this.
That's because you can't miss what you never had, guys. Do y'all guys understand? I probably shouldn't use this reference, but I am. A lot of the slaves that were born in America, guys, they had never been free. So the hardest slaves to manage were the ones that they bought from Africa, right? The ones that were born here, they walking around smiling, master love me. But the slaves they bring from over in Africa, they bucking and acting wild because they had experienced freedom. So the point what I'm trying to make.
I think I had like, we call it slaves. He calling MTR slave and MTR bucking. Is that what he's saying? MTR bucking because he never went outside his comfort zone.
So he says the reason why the people are who they are like they are is because you can't miss what they never had. He uses an example of slavery. Again, it's a very clever way of attempting to get his point across. The problem is that the point that he's using has no bearing on what MTR is talking about. Because if they never miss what they never had, then to MTR, who's experiencing that, that's all that matters, that you're nice. That's all that matters, that you're friendly. And unless all of those people are going to go live in the United States and then come back to Thailand, then it doesn't matter. This was a point that was trying to cover territory that wasn't really there. It had no bearing on the argument. And again, I think that he was really trying hard to make the case. Well, if Thai people were there, but they're not. So if was a
yeah, but we can't. Hold on. I just want to
if we all were there, I think there. It had no bearing on the argument. And again, I think that he was really trying hard to make the case. Well, if Thai people were there, but they're not. So if was a fifth, we would all be drunk, right?
All right, crap. And we to be fair, then we're all drunk. Then we're drinking that virtual, digital, social media Kool-Aid thing because what ifs and shoulda, coulda. Most of those actually happened. But I get the point he's making. But it's still a factor. He went there. He was selling a dream or a course, whatever the crap MTR was selling. I wouldn't go as far with the statement that he's saying because it's not 100% true.
All right. And now AMS would make some really other good points in this video. Not all was lost. He's a smart guy for sure. He was talking about, listen, a lot of people are burnt out because they're on the 9-to-5 hamster wheel. And this is something he's talked to me about it. I mean, AMS did a really good thing. He's the one that put me on the S&P 500. I'm so thankful for that. That was in 2021. He talked about how guys are burning themselves out. And, you could experience that in any country. I mean, like I'm in Uganda and I work probably more than I ever have in my life. And in that burnout, you have to bear that out with, hobbies or mindset rather than blaming the system. And that's a point of contention that you
yeah, it's a real thing. It's a real thing.
Just can't argue. That's also a strong point by AMS. However, what what AMS has to understand is that for some people, and I can talk about people that I know that have went to professional school in the manosphere, or a manosphere related genres. Somebody like myself who went to medical school. Somebody like the lead attorney who went to law school. Somebody like MTR that went to business school. So now by the time you come to YouTube as a content creator, you're already burnt out. Okay. This is just another, challenge. And so.
Yeah, that's true too. But he's not, MTR been on like what, 6 years consistently. I don't know what burnout, so he never had, this is a question for MTR. So he never had a burnout before this one. We're trying to harp on the burnout factor. So MTR never had a burnout before. And if he does, this is where you take the necessary steps to act accordingly.
It would be different if he was starting on YouTube, but you're talking about midterms.
Hey, sir, people that be starting on YouTube be getting burnouts too. They get burnouts too. I'm nitpicking a little bit, but they get burnouts too.
Final exams, group projects, in his case, the GMAT, the MCAT, okay, the LSAT. You're talking about looking at other people in other majors, enjoying themselves on the yard, having fun because they study business administration or communications, and yet you're in the lab because you're a math major or you're a science major. And so everything has been a struggle literally since you come out of high school. You've been working your entire life. So then when you combine that with some of the issues with the dating market, combine that with some of the issues you have with corporate America, you combine that with all of that, a lot of guys just get tired because they have literally been on this path since they've been like 16. Like literally that was me. I have been working all of my life. And so I can pretty much attest that MTR, the lead attorney, are similar in that regard. And what happens is at a certain point, once you have kind of made up your mind, you can get to a point where you just need a different reset. Okay. You just need a different change of environment. And that's kind of what happened with me in 2015. I got into a different environment. I left Sacramento, Del Paso Heights. I was able to come to Poland and I did the best I've ever done. And sometimes I'm here in Uganda. And then in other times, I happen to go to Rwanda or Kenya or Nigeria. And then all of a sudden I have a change in environment and that change of scenery, whether the place is better or worse than what I came from, it's inspiring. All right. And this is the reality. So.
No, that's true. I don't want to keep harping on like the out the country thing versus like in-house in the United States. No, that's true. Sometimes to get it like a different scenery, you can get it just, most people go visit family next door or visit friends out in the States or just take like a mini vacation away from home for like a weekend, a week. I'm like, I need this kind of this mental recharge. So it's a thing. Like I'm not gonna knock it, but at the same time, it's how you use that. If I'm going to, and I'm gonna say this again because I said this earlier. If I'm taking a vacation, I'm taking a vacation. Vacation doesn't mean I'm still working because if he's a content creator, he's out on vacation. He's still doing content. You're not on vacation. You're still working. And then the content within itself, that's a whole other conversation because he's promoting Passport Bros and I agree with them, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, dude, so you never went out on vacation before? Last time you went to vacation, what, 10 years ago? Like, when the last time you went out the house? He said he get massages, but okay, well, maybe massages not enough. So you never went out? You never got outside the house? Like, really? Except for the 10 years you went to Thailand that one time?
That's kind of how I look at it. I understand what he's saying. I understand what he thinks. But that's kind of how I feel. So, guys, what do you think? It's your boy, OCD Jackson, back at it again. Another episode of The Celebrity Junk.
Hey, shout out to O'Shea. Check your emails, goddammit. Check your emails. Check your emails. So, that's the first one with O'Shea. So, here's another one. I think I lined this up pretty well. I might do a little insert with him, Filipino P, because I thought that was funny. But yeah, so I'm gonna do another one where MTR actually reacted to alpha male strategists. I don't know, man. I don't know why this was like a 4-hour thing. It really wasn't that deep. It really wasn't that deep. So like MTR got the, I guess, low-key prove something. Shit, y'all guys, hit the like on that good stuff. You know what to do. And that MTR fashion, where is that? MTR fashion.
Without further ado.
All right.
With good old brother AMS that I want to be able to go through, and we're going to have a conversation about it, all right? Guys, put a 1 down in the chat if you guys are just ready to get started in the content. Because I think like a lot of the things that we can go on that he's going to start to bring up is going to bring up so many different memories and so many different thoughts that I think is going to make for a fantastic conversation. Glad you're back, feeling better. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm feeling so much better. There's like a ease that has come over me. It's like a man, like traveling abroad is like an anti-funk medication. Let's get active. All right, we ready to get active? We ready to get active? Yeah, I need to do the sound check. Couple of things I'm gonna call out real quick because yeah, we 15 minutes in. All right, couple of things I'm gonna call out real quick. Shout out to my guy, Zoom to Thailand. I'm gonna be over there in about 12 hours or so. Okay, 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. We're gonna have a conversation. All right. I haven't done collaborations like this in a very damn long time, but I gotta do it for my guy Zoom. For my older brother, Richie Mack. We got to be able to do it, baby. We got to be able to talk about it. And I think like the conversation that we can get between the two of us, oh, it's going to be fantastic. All right. So I'll be over there a little bit later tonight. He hit me up. He's like, yo, bro, so many people have hit me up. And I'm like, listen, yeah, I've been seeing it in the comment section as well. I was like, you know what? I think I got to step beyond my collaboration thoughts and we got to go over there and we got to absolutely do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because the last 3 women he mentioned last time during his vacation trip, the last 3 women he talked about was like, he didn't want to do collaborations no more because they either screwed him over or called him out. 6 of the guys was one called them out. Pearly Things one called him out, but he pretty much was kissing Pearly Things' ass when everybody knew she was racist and doing a whole bunch of stuff. What's the other chick's name? Oh, Melly Monaco. Melly Monaco. They did a couple of collaborations. She's matter of fact, they did a trip together in Jamaica. Oh, that was another trip. You know, he took a whole other trip. He took another trip. I think it was Jamaica. He took another trip there. Him and Melly Monaco was getting it in, not sexually, but as far as content-wise goes. Then they came back to the States, and then she was actually in his house. They had another one, and somehow went left because, according to her, he disrespected her, and had people believe or lead to believe that they was like he hit that, like they had sex. Thumbnail, the title, anything else, and then she kind of called him over on it. He played dumb, like I don't know what's going on. I don't know nothing. As he was in the comments, commenting to everybody. So yeah, that was a thing. Oh, the 4th one he should have mentioned, but he didn't. The only female out there was what's her name? Queen of Accountability. She was low key the ride or die when the Aaron the plumber situation. And he didn't have any information, so she was doing everything, and then someone getting all the basic information that we all had and he didn't have, and he was supporting a whole goddamn scammer. Yeah. So if anything, Queen Accountability should have been like, you know what? It ain't all women. That should have been like the main focal point right there. It ain't all women, but he didn't. So apparently it's the guys. The guy. Shirts versus skins. So we have to do it. All right. We're gonna be over there. All right. A little bit later tonight. Matter of fact, can I put this down up into the chat? Let me see if I can put this down up in here. Let me see if I can put this in here. Yeah, I think I can do it. No. Let me see. All right. Shout out to Richie Mack. All right. Anyway, also I wanted to call out as well, guys, WearTheCrownWell.com. If you are interested, right, in how I generated, the income that I make in order so I could do stuff like go abroad and just take a sabbatical for 6 weeks. Okay. WearTheCrownWell.com. This is the ultimate content system. All right. If you want to know exactly what I am doing, right, when I'm in the thick of it, not when I'm on vacation, when I'm in the thick of it, creating content, ViralToValue.com. Let me put a link to this down in the description. I mean, you know, in the live chat as well.
Uh-oh. I don't know, Grift.
Easy it is now to just point it out and say, yep, there it goes again.
Yeah, they're in a Grift right there. But I did look at that. The links that he says. So I'm gonna show you all the links. So you got the original one. The website is actually pretty cool, but that's not the point. So you do have the actual website. All right, so what is it? Okay, so I do have the actual website. So pretty much website right there. Talks about how to these three videos got the views and promoting it. Talk about the analytics, all the good stuff I can build. Curious, did he do this himself? This is actually really good. From zero, try to behind the stories, talk about his growth, and a YouTuber. Also, that was one. So when you click on the link, hold on. When you click on the link, and you got one of these right here. That's for y'all ladies. He's doing a sexy pose for y'all. So you got the MTR Army. This is in the community, engaging in conversations on financial fitness, health, purpose, and masculinity. I think you need to promote the mental health a little bit more. I know he meant by health. I think it should be just mental health. That need to be expressed a little bit more. So you got that. You pay them $25 a month, scheduled for this to the 5th. So I guess like he talked to you or something. I ain't clicking the video. So I listened to the video, but just pretty much promote it a little bit. So you got that. Then you have, when you click on the third link, all right, that's for y'all ladies. So give y'all a little that sexy pose again. That's that alpha male pose right there. Shout out to the red pill. So you got that. You got some links here within it. Join the army. You got the merchandise, the context, the modern. That's that keyword, the modern commentary with purpose, challenging culture, elevating mindsets, leading with clarity. Which I think this is crazy because you say elevating mindsets. I'm trying to see how when you keep promoting yourself on trips. And then here it goes right here. The merch, the red pill merch, the red pill merch, the red pill merch. So $300 for the hoodies, $137 for another hoodie, $97 for the other bundle hoodies, something like that, I guess. He got the drizzle shirt for like $34. Bring back Shane, $54. Let's get active shirt. I like the green. Bump the logo. I like the green shirt though. Yeah. And that's great. That's a little rapping video he did a while back. Here you go. Go right over there if you want to. Go ahead, buy it up. Buy it up. These ninjas hiding in there. Hey, man. If you want to support the man, go ahead and do it. Not telling anybody what they can't do. Y'all money. It's y'all money.
Oh, you pinned the okay. So ViralToValue.com. That's how it is that I am doing it. I am teaching you guys how to do it. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get into this conversation. All right, let's go.
You know what? It's crazy. I thought about that too. I know one of them was only like $20. I said I should just throw $20 in there, since he said he promoted that he's gonna teach you how to get to the level that he's in. But I was thinking though, like his niche is reaction niche, but he talk about the same thing. So what can he teach me? So I thought I was very curious. So I was like, I don't know, maybe one day I just like don't give a crap, throw $20 on to see what he can teach me as far as content creation. So we'll see. We'll see. Or I'll just give you $20. I'll jump on in there and we can all have a conversation.
This is the best country in the world, the strongest
Yeah.
military might, the American dream. What is that anymore? Is that even a thing? What's the American dream in 2026? What does that look like? All right, let's have a chat. Let's talk about some things. I'm about 2.5 weeks into my trip right now. And I knew kind of going into this that what I was not going to do was to make this like primarily for videoing, documenting.
Yeah.
But I wanted to give y'all updates, all right? At least what's going through my mind at the time. I don't know when I'm going to be uploading this. But nevertheless, this is about 2.5 weeks into the trip. So at this particular junction, we can say that I have been satiated enough, indoctrinated enough into what's going on out here, and enough to give at least an initial thought, okay? I'm currently chilling out on the balcony of the spot that I'm saying. All right, you're going to see one of the streets down there, which then goes and connects to Bangla Road. Hello. Yeah, had to get the spot with the jacuzzi in it. You understand me?
Which was a great goddamn idea.
With the jacuzzi in it.
Which was a great idea.
Living the American dream. Living the American dream. Get it.
Let's chat real quick. So it's about 2.5 weeks in, and I've had an epiphany.
Guys, also do me a favor. Click on that like button. It's been a minute since I've done a live stream, so I'm not in the live stream algorithm right now, okay? I know you came down up in here. You like, yo, our guy is back up in the building. You forgot to click on that like button. Do me a favor. Go there right now. Click on that damn like button and show me some damn respect. Thank you. Let's go.
There was a moment today
okay,
when I was getting up from my 2-hour massage, which in total was like $12. Okay.
I hope that's all he was getting was a massage, man. That's a long massage. I hope,
yeah.
You know. I mean, I don't have to have a long massage.
Come on, AMS.
I don't know.
Like, let me give some more information and let me double down. All right. 2-hour massage was on the low end. You guys know my max in a day was 7.
Damn.
My max in a day was 7. 7 hours.
Who the hell get a set? Like, I ain't gonna lie. Is that a thing? Let me know in the chat. Who the hell get like a 7 to 8 hour max massage? You just lay there and just people just rub you. You might, for 8 hours? For 8 hours? Yeah, you can get a massage in some Asian country for 5. Yeah, I know that, but like 8 hours? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So he paying. So if it's like, I'm just saying 8, 5 to 45. I don't know, man. I can see the 2. I may give you 2. I've done an hour. I don't know. I can see 2. I can't see 7 because I've done 1. I'm like, damn, maybe it should have been a little bit longer because I just felt so comfortable. I can't see 7 hours. I don't know. Maybe I just, you know what? We'll hit up Asia, Jay. We'll hit up Asia, get that 5 for 45, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 40, $50. Get that 8 hour massage on you. Appreciate you treating me. And then I'll let you know how that experience came out. I don't know. That's 7 hours a long time, though.
You understand me? You know the pictures back, you know, when you looking like a baby and the bows don't connect and shit? That's how I felt, baby. I was walking down the strip. Now, if you look at the topography of Phuket, maybe I'll bring it up on here on Google Maps or something like that. If you look up the topography, okay, it's like, it's a whole city. And I was just in Patong Beach, okay, which is like a subsection of the large section. But like you walking down the street, massage shop, someplace to eat, okay, smoke shop. By the way, weed is legal over there, okay? Marijuana, from at least what I see, you know, I haven't actually looked in the law, but there's weed shops you don't need like a medical license or anything like that. You walk right in, they got the indicas, they got the sativas, they got the hybrids, okay? And if you do the conversions, right, like $2 for a damn joint for a blunt, okay? Just FYI, okay? I'm not saying I did anything, but I am saying that I was taking a look at the prices, okay? Okay? Anyway,
You
okay.
got
Then you cross the street. There's the damn beach. Okay, what ocean is that? You cross the street. There's the damn beach. All right, you got clinics, right? Facilities like that. You have a spas. It's all of these things. Okay, it's right. So what I would do, I'd wake up in the morning. All right, go get myself something to eat, and I would just walk. And I'd walk at one spot, ask for the price, go sit down, foot massage. All right, I'm sitting over here, I'm getting a foot massage, and I'm like on my phone, writing down notes down. Thinking like about, just the things that I need to think about in order to like get through like the
content. But either way, I'm thinking like you get like a 7-hour full body massage. It's like a foot massage. That ain't nothing. Now I can kind of see a 7-hour foot massage, but I ain't gonna lie. I'm ticklish. I might kick you. I might kick you.
grieving, like all of these different types of things. Come back, walk outside, go to another spot on the same block, head massage. Okay. Come back outside an hour later, leave, go in, be like, yo, foot and head massage. All right. If you were following my Instagram, you would have seen I posted a story about that. I took a little snippet of that. All right. For y'all to be able to see. That's what I was doing. Okay.
Oh, so it wasn't no 7-8 hour full. I'm thinking like a 7-8 hour straight. So it's like, okay, that's how my cousin did. Every chance he got, like he'll be walking around and like, oh man, and just go get a massage for like an hour or two, then come back, go do something else. This is like the duration of his day. So I'm thinking like a whole straight hour, 7 hours. Okay.
And there was a couple days I wasn't doing that every day because some days I would switch it up. But yeah, I was doubling down on all of that stuff. And here's the thing, and the prices range from anywhere. Like you could get them like $3-4 for a foot massage for an hour. Okay, compare that to the prices in the States. Anyway, like all of these different types of things. Come back, walk outside, go to another spot on the same block, head massage. Okay. Come back outside an hour later, leave, go in, be like, yo, foot and head massage. All right. If you were following my Instagram, you would have seen I posted a story about that. I took a little snippet of that. All right. For y'all to be able to see. That's what I was doing. Okay. And there was a couple days I wasn't doing that every day because some days I would switch it up. But yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like he did like a whole 7 hour every day, one a day, even a one day. That ain't nothing.
I was doubling down on all of that stuff. And here's the thing, and the prices range from anywhere. Like you could get them like $3-4 for a foot massage for an hour. Okay. Compare that to the prices in the States. Anyway, let's keep going. All right. Let's keep going.
Let's come down here. The best masseuses is like the older time.
Big true. Big true.
The young ones don't know what they're doing. Okay.
Big true.
Go with the older. Okay. If you walk by the shops and they, you see like masseuses this and a third, generally the least attractive, the better the massage. All right.
Big true.
Your eyes are closed.
Big game. Big game.
Damn. Sexist. How we know that old lady just started today? How we know that old lady just started today? That how you say that young tenderoni? How we know the younger woman just like, hey, I got 2 years in the game, grinding it out on shoulders and knuckles and thighs and hips and lower backs. That younger woman got like 2-3 years in. That old woman like, hey, I just came in yesterday. But I rubbed my husband's back.
Your back will thank you for it. Anyway, it was at the end of the 2-hour, $12 oil massage, one of which there was knots that was taken out of my back. That's probably been in there since 2016. I got up and I said to myself, after thinking it, probably about for an hour in the massage, and I said to myself, we've all been scammed. We've been sold a lie.
Yeah, I believe it.
We've been told, do good in school.
Yeah.
Hopefully you get to go into college, community college, maybe upgrade to a cool 4-year school, or maybe go get yourself a good trade, right? But figure out what you can do in order to be valuable. You get a house, you find a pretty little thing, a PYT, y'all have kids, one pick your fence, maybe a dog, maybe a cat, and you're going to be happy. That shit is a lie. Look around you where you live right now.
Is that true?
Is that true?
Come on.
Is that?
To be fair, maybe not for most. For most. But not everybody. Not everybody. I didn't know that was because he mentioned American Dream. I'll let him cook a little bit more, but I took some notes down because he mentioned what is the American Dream and what do the American Dream look like in 2026. So I have a list of stuff like that. So he's actually living the American Dream. He's actually living the American Dream, but we'll get to that.
That's true in the West right now.
When I say is that true, I'm talking generally, right? You could just look at the divorce rate and see that some of that is not true. Okay, just as an aside, just as an example. Let's keep going.
Right now, and listen, I do well for myself, but I see when I go into these different stores and I see the price for like eggs and shit like that, I'm like
what's going on?
This?
What's going on?
So even if you do all of these things, and unless you find yourself in a particularly high revenue generating work.
Hey, shout out to you, Peter Waynes. We had got past the comment section. It says, genuine question, why doesn't TMR even mention his mom? That's a good question. He always shut out his pops, and that's cool, but why not his mom? That's a good question. I thought about that for a while too. That plays a factor in his lifestyle also, because I remember it just on the dog and women thing. So that plays a lot into it too. So that's a really good question. That's a really good question. And if you listen to him, even with the early video with O'Shea reacted to them two talking or reacting to, he got an instinctively habit of mentioning women in a sexual way and a low-key perverted way. And then he got a negative way of talking about women when he do all his videos. But then if you argue against that, like Duke the Don did with the Aaron the Plumber thing when he came on his platform, he will bring up like, oh, well, I do talk about them too. But it'd be like, let's say out of 1,000 videos he probably got like 3 or 10. But just recently now, when he came back, he did the video he's doing now. I think he reacted to Zoom to Thailand, their collaboration. Then after that, he went right back to his normal thing. Like actually right now, hold up. He went right back to his normal pattern of behavior. I definitely got you, because I was like, but nobody don't see the grift. I guess it's just me. I guess it's just me. Where is it? Okay, here it is. So yeah, so in his videos, these are recent ones. Then he ran right back targeting the women. Right back targeting the women. But he on vacation though. He on vacation though. He didn't do any more live stream. Yeah, it was just those. That's why he reacted to this dude. So that was it. He's a content creator. He got it. It's in his blood. So give him another day. Give him another day.
Field, like Bump trying to do something that you're interested in and trying to make money, that ain't gonna make no goddamn sense over there. But you go through and you do all of that, and you're left with the sense of what's more. You get left with this feeling of, is that it? But then as that's happening, you're also listening to the propaganda. You're listening to the propaganda of that this is the best place in the world for you to live. That this is the best country in the world, the strongest. Military might. The American dream.
Yeah.
What is that anymore?
What is it?
Is that even a thing?
Is it even a thing? Yeah.
What's?
All right.
Come on.
Y'all guys come in, hit the like button. If you don't.
All right. Before he started chiming in, so this is the note, because he was saying that what is the American dream? So here's a list. Here's a list. All right, so MTR asked it, what is the American dream? What is that? So pretty much the American dream of 2026, traditional American dream is historically is owning a home. And TR said he paid $300,000 to pay off or buy out a mortgage. So ding, cheers to you, MTR. Having a stable career with benefits. He had that, but he left that to go on YouTube. So YouTube is another stable career, but he got perks, right? Raising a family. Again, we don't know if MTR want to do that. Retiring comfortably. Again, we don't know not really out of business, but we don't know if MTR is at that point in this time he want to retire comfortably. The next one, believing that each generation would do better than the next. We don't know aware of that, but again, he's always talk about higher conversations, higher level of conversations, these revelations he has, but we don't know. Next one, what it often looks like in 2026 for the American dream becomes more flexible and individualized. So financial independence, we can say MTR has debts. Do MTR has debts? We'll give him a pass, say, no, he don't have debts. Emergency savings, we'll just give him a pass, say, yes, he do. Because again, he said he got all this money from his 150K job and he's doing YouTube full time. So he has emergency savings. The ability to pay bills without stress. I would say yes, MTR has that. Freedom from living paycheck to paycheck. He does have the freedom from that. So we say he are good. Unless he's burning his money, you have to do content to do paycheck per paycheck. Number two, we'll go to the third. We'll go 2 and 3. Number 2, home ownership, but harder to reach. Home ownership remains a major goal, but rises home prices and interest rates have made it more difficult for younger generations. So we'll consider MTR a younger generation per O'Shea recent video. So he's in the younger generation category, right? Many people now view the dream as owning a modest home. I don't know if he owns the home that he's in, but he has the money to do that. Living in a low cost of income. Do MTR live in a low income? He says no, everything is high, but he chose to live where MTR chose to live. Having stability housing rather than a large house. We'll say he has a stability in housing. Number 3, freedom of time. That is the important one because MTR kept saying, what is the American dream? What is the American dream? So here's the important one. Freedom of time. A growing number of people prioritize. I apologize. Remote work, which is what MTR does. Flexible schedules. MTR has that. Entrepreneurship. I'm messing up that word. I apologize. He has that. He's a influencer. You can go and stream anytime you want to and still make income. Is this a side business? It was and became his full-time business, but it still got perks. Content creation. That's also the lane of what he's asking about. So he is a content creator. Been there for 6 years. So there you go. So the American dream is MTR is actually living the American dream. He has the side business, which is the full business that's taking care of his living expenses. He's a content creator. Flexible schedules. He has that. Remote work. He has that. Because again, in this video, let's just coin on the flexible schedules. And in many of his videos, he said he can do 3 hours. He could just work 3 hours a day for like 3 days out the week. And he can supplement all his income pretty much off of one video. So these are his words. Owning a home, he has the ability to do that unless he owns it himself. Raising a family, he has the ability to do that. Retiring comfortably, we're going to say he has the ability to do that. So basically, moving into small towns, becoming a digital nomad. This is what MTR is. O'Shea actually just said that. So MTR is actually living the American dream. MTR is actually living the American dream, but yet is complaining to you guys about the American dream. Show of hands, who, minus the dogging out women, minus the narrow stereotypes on MTR, if you had to switch place and say, hey, if I want to leave my stressful job and be in MTR's place and get the supplemental income MTR getting, plus I can travel the world, who would not want to like trade and swap sides with MTR? Pretty much a lot of people. So MTR is actually living their American dream. So also says here, another list, part of my list, online business. That's what he has. YouTube and podcasting careers. Again, MTR remote work, MTR assistant entrepreneurship, MTR global audience for creators, MTR building on audience, MTR like he's living the American dream. on your own platform, creating multiple income streams, creating multiple income streams. This is something that expats talk about all the time. There's many videos, females, males, some of the younger generations, some couples actually talk about creating multiple income streams all the time. I got a good friend said they're doing like a 4-year plan. When their child get old enough and they're gonna go to college, whatever the next step is, they decide they want to leave out the country and make sure their money could work a little bit more better for them because that's their course of retirement. I'm like, hey, I'm down for that too. That's a plan. So you in that, that's what expats talk about all the time, creating multiple income streams. MTR is living the American dream, but he's arguing with his supporters like he don't have it. He has it.
Like the video.
Hit the like
like
button.
it in the goddamn way.
Hell yeah. Come on.
Shout out to my brother MTR.
Shout out, bro.
So let me talk about some of the stuff. Guys,
It's propaganda.
when you stay here in America,
Yeah.
capitalist society, right?
Yes.
And then you go to a second or third world country.
Yep.
Of course, it's going to seem like it's the best thing since sliced bread.
Yes.
Because you bring in American dollars to a country
Yes.
where it goes 10 times farther,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But if you live there and you made the money that they paid there,
Yeah.
those eggs are going to be comparable to what you would pay up here to your salary.
Yes.
Y'all guys, it's all relative.
Yes. It's all relative. Correct.
They're cheap to him, but I bet you people that live and make their money there,
Yes.
it's not cheap to them.
Yeah, it's not.
So when you're able to bring American
He's
dollars
right.
and go live there,
Yes.
of course, see, you basically become a fish in a small pond or a whale in a
It's
small
small.
pond,
Correct.
right? Because
And how amazing it is for you to grow up or live in a place that has one of the strongest dollars in the fucking world. Think about how rare that you are. It's 330 million people in the United States, 8+ billion in the world. Think about how rare that you are because it's all a matter of perspective.
He's so dumb. I don't think he realized what he just said like 5 minutes ago in his own video. I don't think he realized. He just argued the fact about what is the American dream? What is the American dream? What does it look like? And he just agreed to the goddamn man. He just agreed to him. All that passion in the video on the red shirt, maybe that red stuff on him. All that, he just literally just said the opposite of what the guy. What he just said. That what does American dream look like? He don't know. He don't know. The guy telling him like, hey, here's a small little example. Your American dollars go over somewhere else. You look. He didn't even catch on that. You look, meaning everybody else is looking at you. You look like the big fish in a little pond, and he just all happy. Yes, yes, yes. That's what he just did. He caught himself. He don't even realize he caught himself. He's just listening. He don't even hearing. Excuse me. He's hearing. He's not listening. Yes. Yes.
Fuck all of the excuse. I shouldn't be cussing like this, all right? Because we got to do the
let it
vibe
go.
and make it yellow. I apologize. Editor, please take it on my cuss words. I'm passionate about this topic right now, though. Please hear me. Think about how lucky that you are to grow up in a place where your median salary, $55,000, $60,000 per year, put you in the top 10.
Medium salary is less than 50 something a year, sir. But go ahead. You're the businessman. I don't know. The medium salary is less than 50K, but I don't know. Who talking?
% in the world. Think about that real quick.
I'm thinking.
Think about that real quick. How lucky are you? Meanwhile, it's all about perspective.
Yes.
Because there's people that make that hate their lives in America.
Oh,
They hate their lives.
Yes, some do.
They constantly compare. They constantly feel inadequate.
Yeah.
They don't feel this. Meanwhile, you make the top 10% in the world.
Woo.
Why don't you go somewhere else? Why don't you travel somewhere else? How lucky are you? It's all perspective. And I'm saying this to my guys right here because I understand what it feels like. Even someone that I've always done well throughout my life. RIP to my pops. He would have made sure no other way. I've always done well. He taught me how to do it. He taught me about this world. He didn't teach me about investing, right? He didn't know about that. But he taught me this world and how to move correctly, how to handle myself as a man.
All
so
right.
I can alter my environment whenever I need to, which is really one of the true markers of being a man, being able to alter your environment.
Keyword. Alter his environment.
Guess what? You can alter your environment. And how lucky are you to not be from a Thailand? They can't just come over to the United States. They have visas to go through. They can't just come over here. You can't be from one of these places over in sub-Saharan Africa and just come to the United States. There's an application process. How lucky is it for you to be from a place where your dollar is one of the strongest in the planet?
Not just the dollar, just your status as a U.S. citizen. Moment you get a passport, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to make over 50K and whatever. In the list I just gave, if you can maintain remote work and have multiple income streams, you're good. You're good. You can work, I would even argue this. You can work your regular job, save up $1,000 a month, save it for a year. You'll have 12, a little bit over 12, depending on how much you want to add into that. We'll say throw 401k and all that good stuff. You can save it for a year. And when that year hits, start planning on, if you choose to go overseas, but also plan on having like a multiple income stream. Nobody can tell you nothing. And I'm gonna say this person who did this, and I knew he didn't have any money. Austin Holloman was a perfect example. There's documentation on him via YouTube where he used the was it a stimulus? that stimulus packet with that where everybody's getting a little stimulus checks or whatever they was doing. They was getting like what 18,000, 9,000, and some people lying and getting 100K. He said on his day he was a barber, and he got 2 checks of 9K. He took that while he was on his YouTube journey, ran overseas, cutting hair. Again, if you know, you know. So he was doing that, and that's how he got his. So that's where he took his money and invested it from there. He invested in himself. I'm trying to think, is there another one too? Can't think of another one, but that's a good example. That's one a good example.
And you don't even have to think about visas. You could just go wherever that you want to go. That's my point. How lucky are you to be born here? It's all perspectives. And I'm talking to all my dudes who feel like their back's up against the wall because you feel like you have no other decisions. You have no other options. You reach a certain stage in your life, and what you planned for within your life, your chick left you. All right. You got fired from your job. All right. You chose not to go to viraltovalue.com and see how it is that I built all of this shit, invest in your well-being. Hello.
Promote that channel. Promote it, Grifter. Promote it.
You decided not to do any of that. And now you feel stuck. You feel unfulfilled. You don't feel pleasure because you can't do 8 massages a day. You know how much pleasure you know how much dopamine? Right with him. I go in Atlanta, I go get 2-hour massage because you know I stay athletic. You know what I'm saying? Your boy that was boxing yesterday. All right? Now I might start doing Muay Thai, by the way. All right, your boy was in there. I'm about to go there later today. You understand me? This is what your boy be doing. Okay. Now, I was in a place where I can get 8 a day. In Atlanta, a 2-hour massage is $200. I'm not gonna do as much. I'm gonna find more activities in. It's simple mathematics. Now the thought of what you can do out, it completely changes. Your freedom, it completely enhances. Anyway, I'm belaboring this point. Let's go.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
So y'all guys seen Friday After Next? What's that Friday After Next? Next Friday, right? Where the dude said, around here, I'm the king. And that's because when you move somewhere else where you're a big fish in a small pond, you have more status.
Yes.
So
how lucky are you?
To him, everything down there seems so cheap. But try making money down there.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
America, guys, America is the best country. Yeah. All right. Y'all want to know how I know America is the best country?
Okay. We're going to have to define what best means. The best place to become rich, I agree with you. All right. But the best place to live a happy and a fulfilled lifestyle at a nominal fee?
Yeah, but I don't know if you're going to change this. I don't know if you're going to add more to this, but you're focused on the financial side. Alpha Mass Strategist talked about financial and status. When he said the well in the big pond, that's a plethora of all that. Of all that. It's just not money. And this is pretty much where MTR kind of like losing it. He's not just talking about financial gain. He's talking about status, which means everything. You are a U.S. citizen. You have a passport. You don't have to have the money you currently gain during your career and everything else that your father, shout out to him, bestowed on you. But if you didn't have that, but you still had the mindset of like, hey, I want to save up and travel over there. And you did that with just the basic income. Since you point at the screen and saying the basic income, your basic income will still get you just fine. And on top of that, you have status as a what? As a U.S. citizen, you an American. So either they're going to automatically look at you as a lick or a trick, or somebody going to take you seriously enough and say, okay, I'm buying what you're selling only because you're a U.S. citizen. Because the dream that we're screaming out is echoed in every other country as if like we are the top dog, we are the best. Because I've seen videos where people overseas will automatically make that assumption about other people. I'll use was it China for example? Me and the friends of mine, white dude and black dude and a group of us, different races, but mostly it's like some white dudes and black dudes. We're planning the trip, go there, and we just start making jokes about how that country or a large part of that culture is going to treat us differently because they're going to naturally assume, like one of my homeboys, because he speaks the language, he was actually like learning to speak the language, learn the cultures, the customs, saving up his money, working, busting his ass, saving money to go there. Most of us had the money, like, okay, we're ready to go. And we're like, hey, we're going to use him to, like, if we get stuck in some language barrier, he's that guy. Because at that time, it wasn't really a thing to do translating. So he was that person. And we make jokes about it, like, oh, they're going to automatically assume because he's white in Japan and we're black, they're going to automatically assume that he's he's like a savior or he's rich or he got all this income and stuff like that just because he's white. And we laughed about it because we like, he's the brokest one out the group. He's literally the brokest one out the group. He, if you ever seen him, he got like, he just himself. He had like the little, the Amish hat, the long hair, the beard, tall, lanky. He just wear like regular, regular smuggler pants. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't think much of him, but he's a really smart guy. A really smart guy. But we're like, they're going to automatically assume that you're the guy because A, you're white, A, your American status, the passport, they just automatically assume that. So again, same big fish, little pond. That's the point of Alpha Male Strategy. They're going to assume this. They automatically assume. And when you was walking around MTR all through where you was at, you had the chain on, you got the glasses, you got the clean cut, you got the nice looking fit on. Not saying you was like $100, I'm not saying that, but the way you presented yourself coming out that into their country, automatically they saw a lick, possibly presumed it. They knew from the gate you was American. They knew from the gate you was American. You could be in another country where other people look like you and they could still spot American a mile away because how you present yourself. That's pretty much, again, what alpha males trying to hone down the point of from you.
No. I wonder if AMS has been abroad.
Do you guys think that Taiwan and all these other second and third world countries that passport bros go to, do y'all guys think they have a legal immigration force like ICE?
Yes, they do.
Dragging people out of the country. You don't got to drag nobody out of Taiwan. I promise you that. Yeah.
Yes, AMS. Yes, most countries in the world have a version of ICE. Yes.
You ain't no ICE doing roundups in Taiwan.
Yeah, there are.
It ain't that great. Y'all see, we got protests up here. People, the people they'll rather you unalive than to take them back to their third world country. They like, hell no, we ain't going. You got people they literally breaking down in tears at the airport when I show up. Tears. Oh Lord, no, I can't go back there. So, guys, don't take America for.
Does Taiwan have immigration? Oh, I spelled the hell out that word. Immigration police. Okay. Yes. Taiwan has immigration police, which are known as Border Affairs Corps and specialized operation brigades under the National Immigration Agency. They manage border security, visa enforcement, and immigration processes at airports and as well as seaports. Yes, they absolutely do. Most countries, developed, and even, I don't know if developing countries is accurate, but most developed countries have, let's change it from, he's saying Taiwan, which is markedly different than Thailand. But let's take a look at Thailand. Yes, they absolutely do. Yes. Thailand has a dedicated immigration police, which operates as a specific division within the Royal Thai Police. Yes. This is just like I was saying earlier. If I stayed over my 60-day visa, these people would come for me and physically throw me out of the country. Will physically throw me out of the country.
I'm glad he said that because I took notes of that too. So typically, if his visa in Thailand will be 60 days. So he only stayed there for like a month. Tourist visa for Thailand is up to like 60 days. So he can extend it once for another 30 days. So in a total, that's about 90. So again, not to derail from it, but just to add something to that. I don't know what person to purposely not extend their visa there. So if your visa there was like, hey, I'm here for like 30 days, which I think that should have been a smart thing to do. If you're there to visit for like a weekend, just extend it for 30 days just in case things happen. But let's say like a week before your 30 days is up. Some people do it like the last weekend. Just go extend it. If you don't, you get a fine first until it caps out. Didn't I have a price up here? Yeah, I didn't have a price up here. I think it's a price for like $500 per day, something like that. And then once it caps out, then they will arrest you and deport you back to your country. So that's pretty much what they would do that. So I don't know even how that's even a conversation.
Yes, they do. The thing is, and I think what AMS is referencing is the hoopla around the Trump administration. I don't want to get political, okay? The hoopla around the Trump administration, where now as a tactic to try to undermine President Trump, they call out this immigration stuff and they have a whole bunch of news and marketing in regards to it, and you're seeing people crying and they're talking about they're busting down the doors of churches, and they're going into schools and they're pulling right, and a lot of marketing behind it, but that's been going on in the United States even before the Trump administration, the Obama administration. It was definitely going on in Obama and the administrations before that. There's a lot of marketing around that because of the current administration and what the left is doing to try to undermine the current administration. But yeah,
I don't know about that. I will say it got worse because Trump literally is pushing that. He's literally pushing that.
Let me actually put that in here. Let's verify that real quick as well. Does most countries have an immigration police? All right, let me bring this back up. Yes, almost every country has specific authorities or police forces dedicated to border control and immigration enforcement. Although the exact structure varies, instead of a single agency like the U.S. ICE, many nations divide these duties, passport deportations, and interior investigations among national police, coast guards, or even specialized border agencies. So yes, the answer to that is yes. Now, again, there's going to be a lot more people that want to get into a United States than are going to want to get into a Taiwan or a Thailand, okay, for various different reasons. I did a study abroad in Finland. I talked about that a little bit while ago. I did a study abroad in Finland. And one of the topics of the conversations was, Africans illegally immigrated within Finland. This is like 10, 15 years ago. I wonder if it's still a problem. When did I do that study abroad? It's when I was getting my MBA. So that was like 2012. Let me just look at that real quick because now I am intrigued. Does Finland have an immigration problem with African immigrants? Let me just see. I didn't look at the answer yet. Finland does not have a monolithic immigration problem. The country faces significant socioeconomic and societal challenges regarding the integration of African immigrants. Okay, the primary issues are not related to civil unrest, but rather to a combination of high unemployment, language barriers, and widespread discrimination. Okay. Regardless, I think that the point is held there is that yes, there's a way to police immigration on the within these other countries. The thing is that the United States popularize it and they put it on TV a lot more due to kind of this current political climate. But yeah, I wouldn't mind studying some broads in Finland. Listen, oh my God, Finland, yo. Here's another thing that I'm going to talk about as well is that when you go to these places abroad, I think that the beautiful woman per capita is a lot higher. Hear me when I say this. I think that the beautiful woman per capita is a lot higher only because they don't have the same obesity problem as in the States. They don't have the same obesity problem. Okay.
I don't know which country talk about that, but we'll keep it on the Thailand conversation. But that's not 100% accurate because I looked at that. The United States isn't number one. That's incorrect. The United States isn't number one. But for Thailand, since he was over there, this is what I found. Let's read along. Let's read along. Is there an obesity problem in Thailand? Why or why not? Yes, Thailand faces an escalating obesity and overweight epidemic. Over 42% of Thai adults are classified as overweight or obese, and childhood obesity rates have surged. It is considered one of the most pressing health challenges in Southeast Asia, second only to Malaysia. The crisis is driven by several key factors: dietary shifts, high sugar consumption, and lifestyles. So I think that's what the states have here too. I don't know. Y'all can, not y'all, but MTR, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Do the United States have these problems too? Do we have like dietary problems? Do we have like high sugar consumption? Do we have like, food and dietary problems? Like, do we have that here too in the States? I don't know. Accent for a friend. You know what? I'll look it up right now. Since he like to Google, I'll Google too. Is there a McDonald's in Thailand? Oh, it already popped up. All right. Let's see if we hit the nail on the head. Let's see. Ding, 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 ding. Thailand, yes. There are over 240 McDonald's locations across Thailand. You can easily find them in major cities, shopping malls, airports, and tourist hubs. Lordy. I think we're doing good. We're asking the right questions. I think we are doing good. We are asking the right questions. Man. But no, it's America, folks. It's America. Yes, it's America. Because again, to be fair though, he just said perspective. It's our perspective. So I don't know. We just threw some facts in there a little bit, but it's your perspective.
Okay, there's not a whole bunch of high calories walking around. I think that the obesity issue within a Thailand, I think, is like 5 to 10%. Let me.
Nigga, what the hell? Let's go show that again. I honestly didn't see all the video. I didn't expect it was gonna happen. I did not expect that was gonna happen. I ain't gonna lie. This we gotta go in blind. Hold on, my bad. I just showed that. This we gotta go in blind again. Go in blind. No, 42%. Let's see what he's looking at. Because I think he's kind of about to look it up. Is he about to look it up? About to find out.
Let me try to Google that. Let's try to AI that real quick. What is the obesity rate in Thailand? Let me see.
Imagine he saw how fast he found the other two. Now he's taking sweet time.
Let me see. And maybe I'm wrong about this because I'm taking a guess at this, but like walking around, I'm not seeing as many big people. The obesity rate among young adults in Thailand is steadily rising. For Thai citizens 15, that's because they begin integrated by the West, baby. The overall obesity rate, okay, Okay, 32.
Hold up. So the excuse is they've been integrated by the West, but where he just go to? Leaving from the West, where he just go to?
See, and maybe I'm wrong about this because I'm taking a guess at this, but like looking around, walking around, I'm not seeing as many big people. The obesity rate among young adults in Thailand is steadily rising. For Thai citizens 15, that's because they began integrated by the West, baby. The overall obesity rate, okay, 32%. Holy moly, that's a lot higher than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, you went from 5 to this 32. And then you try to throw them on the bus. Some for the age citizens, age 15 to 29, that overly obese rate, and you're trying to put it in the West. But you just left from the West and come there. Jesus Christ, this guy, man.
Additionally, the prevalence of obesity among young Thai men in their early 20s has nearly doubled. Oh, okay. So let me look at the obesity rate in
look at it. He's trying to find a win.
The U.S.
Trying to find a win. Look at him. Let me find a win.
The obesity rate in young adults 29 to 30 is 35. Really? When combined with the overweight category, more than half of young adults fall into the unhealthy weight range. I might have to go back and take a look at this. Perhaps my guess in regards to that. Walking around Thailand, I'm seeing not as many big people.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You know why? Oh my God. MTR. Oh my God. We just need to do another MTR stream. This shit is funny. You just said his perspective. Hey. Oh my God. MTR. Stop this shit, man. Stop this shit. This is why you got to think before you start saying dumb stuff. Stop this, MTR. This is why you got to start thinking before you start saying things. Oh my God. If I'm in a small town, for example, and I see the same thing constantly when I wake up on my side of town, guess this perspective I'm gonna come to. I'm gonna come to the same conclusion because that's what I see every time I walk up my goddamn door. That's what I'm gonna see every time I walk up my door. Now, we use Jay, for example. If Jay was on the other side of that town and he wakes up after me or before me, so he's wandering around all over, guess what he's going to see? He's going to see a different perspective. Now, we're just wide and open a little bit. Let's just say Pierre ass is over a different state. And the state is a different time zone. And he's somewhere and he sees something. That's his perspective everywhere he go. And then let's just say, why so happen, Jay, Pierre, and myself, we all take a random trip and we just happen to meet each other at a local restaurant. Hey, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Texas. Where are you from? I'm from Alabama. Where are you from? I'm from Jersey. And we're all gathering our own perspective of what we said. Could be talk about women, talk about the cost of living, talk about the pay raising, talk about rent and mortgages and housing. We can have all different perspectives on that. And then we're coming to that conclusion. One might say, hey, you know what? My cost of living might be too high, but I still love what I live. Shout out to New Yorkers. Hey, you know what? I get better pay per hour, or my commission might be bigger, or whatever it is in Texas, but the rent is cheaper. I'd rather stay there. Hey, the rent's cheaper here, but the cost of living might be a little bit high as far as like pay income. I'm fine where at. And then we'll just go back to our own separate ways. You know what I'm saying? But we all can't say, oh, I didn't know that. You, okay, I didn't know that. You, I didn't know that neither. And we just go back on the separate ways. Now this fool is putting in facts and trying to put in the facts and say, hey, 5%. You only came with 5% because that's your perspective. You made up a number out your head because of based on what you saw, and you just said, hey, let me just say this. Let me just see this. And then it's just me just like lowballing it. You kept talking about you just see stuff at night versus the day. So you didn't see nobody at daytime, but according to you, it was like packs and bumping during the nighttime. So you saw like a different bulk of people. You probably just saw what the hell you wanted to saw. You probably saw some what you saw, they signed some thick, some short, thin, slim chicks, like ooh, like that chick that could have been a whole lady boy that was having you that ice cream, and you like, oh, she's so feminine and submissive. Like, we don't know what's going on over there. Just like nighttime. We don't know what's going on nighttime. You seeing what you want to see, MTR. Just trying to get a win. Damn, I wish I was in that life. I would have shot a super chat. I would have shot a cash out so quick. Oh, man.
Okay. But these numbers would suggest something different. Nevertheless, let's get back into the content right now. I think that the point has been made. All right, let's go.
Yeah, and the point wasn't made on your side. The point was not made on your side.
Granted, all these Americans that go to these second and third world countries, they're taking their retirements that they made in America and able to go live like kings somewhere else.
Yes.
But live there and make the money there and not make these American dollars.
Yes. No, he's right. But that's not what I would do. I'm not going to be working at, I'm not going to be have a Thai job. I have an online business and just take it over there and be making.
Yes, that's the American dream. And nothing wrong with that, MTR, but that's the American dream. You literally just said you don't know what the American dream is. You just said it, and you're about to say what you're gonna do is the American dream. That's the American dream. You make something, you make more, work less, and find every avenue that works for you, especially with your dollar. That's the American dream. So when you have other people that's bitching about Haitians and China and Asia communities and those other communities that come over to here, to this country, the quote unquote land of opportunity, they're going to capitalize off that opportunity. And once they do, guess where they're going to take their money to? Because a lot of people do it. Shout out to the Brazilians out there. Shout out to the Colombianas out there. They're going to take their money. To the Mexicans out there, they're going to take their money and send it back to their country, because we all know, maybe you don't know, because you seem like you just figuring this shit out. They're going to make that money works for them over there, that American dollar. I'm trying to stay like, what's so hard about this going on? What is so hard? If I make $300 a week, American, and I take matters to a country that appreciate that dollar more, bruh, and I had the opportunity to go, why would I not go? If we're saying another country is going to treat me better with perks and benefits based on my dollar, just the income alone, why would you not? That's why people move all the time. Oh, well, they're raising up my rent every year, $50, $25 a year. Oh, the water bill going up every year. I don't know what this unexpected water bill. Oh, I don't know where this unexpected light bill. Guess what they're going to do in state? They're going to move another town that's cheaper. Oh, the rent's here, $100, $200 less. They're going to move. They're going to relocate. They're going to make that money work for them. Oh, you can afford an 80K Durango and whatever car you got, because according to MTR, he see Porsche drive up all down Atlanta all the time. I've never seen it, but again, that's his perspective. He said he see Porsches all up down Atlanta. I've never seen it. I've been Atlanta all the time. Never seen one Porsche. According to MTR, he see them. So why would you not make the dollar work for you? That's the American dream. And you are the perfect example of what is the American dream. That's you, MTR. You. And to make it even, I'm going to say worse, but even make it better, people should be even more proud. You should be more proud of this. You're a black man that was stereotyped all your life, whether you saw it or not. You went up beyond. You got a college education. You got all these degrees. You got out the rat race of, a career job, blue collar job, whatever it is. You got into the social media game. You making you're probably making either equal or more than the money that you was making there, and you get to travel all over the world. You have options to do that. That's the American dream. You are living the American dream. Even before you went to another country, you just have options to do that.
American dollars, paying American taxes. And I'm not sure what really the tax thing, I'm not sure if when you go into Thailand, and it's different for every country. If you go into Thailand, now you have to pay American taxes and as well as Thai taxes. I know in places like Panama City, and that's another place that I'm going to be investigating, okay, when the travel vlogs get started. In a Panama City, Panama, I believe that it is, not only is it the US dollar that they use down there, but then also,
I just called it. It's going to be a whole nother, I'm telling you, it's going to be a whole nother passport bro trip. That's another spot passport bros be going to. A whole nother spot.
you just pay U.S. taxes. You don't pay Panama taxes. Okay. But it's going to be different depending upon the place that you take up residence in. But let's just keep going.
And see how that works.
Oh, did I miss a super chat?
All right.
Shout out to Boogie. Oh, Boogie, what's up, baby? Bro, welcome back. I think AMS meant to say Thailand the whole video, not Taiwan. Progress over perfection, baby. Hey, keep grinding, keep working, my guy. I appreciate that. All right. Appreciate that, Boogie. All right. Let's do this.
Guys, and like even the some of the guys, well, let me finish.
Okay.
What's the American dream in 2026? What does that look like? Specifically for a man. One of which.
Hold on, he just brought it up, so I just want to look at this now since I just pulled it up. He talked about the Panama. I feel like I got to fact check everything he said. I'm sorry, I just feel like I have to fact check stuff he said. He talked about the currency dollars in Panama. So, all right, what is the currency in Panama? Panama uses a dual currency system, the United States dollar and the Panama PAB. Both are used interchangeable and they share a fixed one-to-one exchange rate. While you can use US dollars for transaction, it helps to know these details about Panama currency. So you can use both. Paper money in Panama does not print paper bills instead of US currency. Instead, the country uses US dollar bills currency from $1 bills up to $100 bills for a daily. So, is it cheaper there? Coins meant to use, but is our own. Okay, so their coins is different. Then comes to the 1, 5, 10, 25, and 50 cent denominations. How much is $1 here? Okay. Okay, so we have the same currency. So it's $1 exactly equal one. It's like $1 there, it's $1 here. Okay, so it's pretty much the same. But the coin is different though. So it's just one coin here.
It seems as though it is now popularized to make you not feel good for being a man. It seems as though it is normalized to hate men. Men ain't shit.
Men versus the bear.
Men are dogs. And I was thinking about it, along with this lie,
hit the like button.
There's this tactic of holding the carrot in front of the horse so that he runs the race.
Oh, yeah.
So
Come
he's
on.
On that hamster wheel.
That boy's spitting.
Doing things in order to establish value.
Yep.
In accords within a system that does not prioritize his or her mental health.
Mostly his.
How long is your commute? Shout out to COVID, right? That's a weird thing.
That showing your value thing goes everywhere, guys, just not in America.
Yeah, no, he's right.
At least America don't have that stupid ass diary that you got to give the family members when you take their wife, take their daughter off their hands, right? You got to give them.
But are you really though? Aren't you really though? In the United States, aren't you still doing that though? Who in the chat? We'll use where is she at? We'll use Leslie for example. If I, we'll just say Leslie got like the two family, she got the mom and dad, just, together, and and I go to her, and I'm like courting her and all that good stuff, and I go to the father. Again, I'm courting her, so money might be coming out of my pocket. I don't know. Then I go to the father. I have to, go to the father, court him. Now, do I have to like give him like 5 acres and a mule or $30,000 to get his wife, lovely Leslie, hand in marriage? No, I don't have to do that. But I do have to come out of my pocket for the wedding. I do have to come out of my pocket for this. So pretty much, I don't know. It depends on same thing. I don't know. That's my opinion. I think the same thing. Same thing. Like, same thing.
Give a couple goats or something like that. At least we don't got to do that. But
listen, buy an engagement ring for a young lady in the States, and that'll be your dowry abroad. All right, it's just buy again. Let me repeat that. What the De Beers company has done to the diamond ring industry, they have that as case studies in MBA classes for brand management and for economics. When they talk about creating brand around scarcity, it's actually amazing what they have done. Okay, what they have convinced women of that is valuable. Take a look at all of the luxury goods. Take a look at the luxury goods market. Take a look at the shit. I talked about that new AP watch, and you got these niggas just fighting each other over a watch, nigga. Like what are we talking about? What are we talking about, baby? What? But here's the thing. This is the new American dream. The new American dream, all that materialism shit, man, get off that train. All right? Study hard.
It's the same dream. The dream never changed. The dream never changed. I don't know if anybody watched The Boys last season where Edgar was talking to MM, aka Mother's Milk, and he was like, "Oh, so when this is all over, we take our Homelander. You want to go back and run VOT?" He's like, even if it's not a VOT, he's like, it's the cog in the machine. It's supply and demand. Marketing is the key. That's it. That's it. He said, that's what I'm jumping back into. He's jumping back into capitalism because he knows where it is. He's like, you can't fight the cog machine. That's pretty much, I think, what a little bit of Alpha Male Strategist saying. I'm saying, I don't know what the hell really MTR saying, because he's looking at himself, contradicting himself, at the same time agreeing with what we're saying. So it's like, you can't really fight the cog machine, but what you can do is be more aware of that cog machine. It's like, okay, now what do I want to do? Do I want to still be in that cog machine, or do I want to like be in it, understand it, and be okay with the situation I've dealt with, or do I want to kind of like maneuver in a way to be more comfortable? But that cog is still going to be there. It's still going to be there because MTR talking about I think the last video he was talking about, like, he doesn't present himself, or he doesn't wear like name brand this, that, third. I'm like, nigga, you lying. Even if you don't wear something that shows logos and stuff like that, you wearing stuff name brand, you're presenting yourself as like you flashy. That's what, and nothing wrong with that. Like, you can look clean cut all day, but once how you present yourself now, and you hit over across the border in another country, you present yourself as flashy. You present yourself as a lick. You present yourself as a sucker born. And I'm not calling you a sucker born. I'm just saying how majority of people over there is going to see. They know a straight up American from that. And again, that's not your fault, but you've been indoctrinated in that capitalist mindset and society for the longest. If you would have said, hey, I'm working on a minimalist mindset, okay, I'm good with that. Now they've been prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Because you were just bragging about getting a hot tub in the hotel. You were just bragging. That's American capitalist mindset. That's something you doing. As soon as you see some cuties walking past you, hello. That's you. That's you.
Hard. Be about your purpose. Save, invest. Don't get caught up in the rapture of materialism and keeping up with the Joneses. Because the more that you dedicate in life to doing that, the quicker you can take control of your life. The quicker you can be financially independent and retire early. Shout out to the FIRE community. That's what it is. But the more that you get attracted to things and stuff. I used to bang with this young lady. Sometimes we would go over and look at the big houses in Atlanta. Her eyes lighten up. Me, I'm like, that's maintenance.
The dude with the gold watch, the dude with the chain on, and what's his that? We have 44 or 44.9. And let's go all the way back to the beginning. Let's go all the way back to the beginning.
You know how everything is going.
Look at the whole setup. How much time and money he put into this just to look good. The whole setup in the back. How much time and money he had to set this up to look good. Got the Michael Jackson mic on. What's that, like about $300, $400? Look at all that in the background, the setup, the lights, everything else. Doing the whole, where is it? Okay, even got it's hot behind there, someone's on the bottom. Even got the Kevin Samuels. Even got the Kevin Samuels little thinking thing inside to be like spinning around. Come on, man. Just say you don't like women.
Lighten up. Me, I'm like, That's maintenance. That's lawn care. How much that roof costs on that $1 million home? Okay. How much them windows cost? All right. How much? All of that is.
You ain't say none of that when they add that extra fee when that jacuzzi hit in that hotel. You like, yeah, I got it. I don't care. I got it.
Tying you down to keep you on the hamster wheel longer. That's my point. That's my point. You have to take control. So you paying for, you wasting your money on these girls with these dates, and you don't even know, she don't even like, right? Like, why? Why? Right? Like, you have to take control. You can't become whim to this consumerism environment. You can't be, you can't give in to her saying, well, he got paid for that because my nails cost this. All right. By the way, I didn't see some long ass fake nails in Thailand, baby. I didn't see them cumbrellas, them back wing lashes. You don't see that over in the Thai.
You didn't see none of that. Hold on. I got you, Lucy. I got you. It's like a load up so really slow. That's not it. Okay, here you go. You didn't see none of that. You didn't see none of that. All right, so this is MTR. How long ago was this? I want to be fair. Okay, this is MTR. Was this like 3 years ago when he reacted to a passport bro? And that passport bro, if you don't know his name, if you don't know this passport bro's name right here, this passport bro recently got Floyd. Passport bro Floyd got arrested recently for doing a bunch of no-nos in another country. Now, I'm not gonna play it. We can, but I'm just gonna click on something. Y'all can't see it. This is stuff he talks about. Hold on, where is it? Where's hand at? I'm gonna get to her hands. All right, it's she moved it too damn quick for me, but he talks about it here a little bit. But she has her hair in braids, not hers. She got a ring in her nose. This is in Thailand. This is her nails is fake and long. That he said the baddie lashes and all that. He never seen that, but he's seen it. He didn't have to physically be there, but he's reacting to somebody that's have it. I just want to put that out there. But he ain't see nothing. But he never seen nothing though. Just saying.
In a Thailand, baby. You're not seeing the weave, all right, that strips them of their natural hair if they leave it in too long. I'm not seeing the wigs with the glue adorned across their head. I ain't seeing none of that shit, baby, over there, all right? Way more natural, okay? I'm not seeing any of that shit, but they get tied in to this, like, comparison culture. And what I'm saying is, stop, do not do that. That's weak-willed. You're falling in line in the matrix. That's my point. It's lifestyle. Notice in most of my vlogs, I'm not talking about women. Because just like in the States, women should be a byproduct of what you create, the kingdom that you create. It's just cheaper to do it over there. By the way, let me also say this too, because you might be a little bit confused. My passion in my voice right now is not I love AMS. Listen, I love AMS. You know what's interesting is that I think AMS is funny as hell, and he has a Southern draw. So I think when you have that combination, people think that you are less intelligent than what you actually are. AMS is super smart.
Nobody came to that conclusion. Nobody came to that conclusion. I don't know where he came with that one. He just went left with that. Nobody came with that conclusion. Like, you just called that man dumb and slow without calling that man dumb and slow. Nobody came to that conclusion.
He's super smart. We've gotten up a couple of times. We've had dinner, and just the conversation that I have with this brother, I'm like, damn, this brother been here before. Super smart, super intelligent. I just think that he hasn't traveled. He hasn't seen things, beyond the United States. Here's my charge, AMS.
I think MTR is what my grandmother used to say. I think MTR is an educated fool. What does they say? Street smarts and book smarts. I think MTR is book smarts. I think he has some good intentions on some of the things he say and do, but he don't listen to himself when he just randomly rants. Because I think that's when he tells himself when he rants. I think that's a problem with him. He try to give good intentions, and his good intentions don't land the way it should do. I think that's the thing is with MTR. And he's a grifter. I don't want to put oh yeah, I don't want to keep doubling down on it, but I'm saying it loosely. He's a grifter. He's like the low tier version of Sneeko. Like literally the low tier version of Sneeko. And his content just says it all. And that's the sad part. And people don't get it. Not call him dumb, not call him stupid, not call him a retard. That's fine. Y'all want to say that? That's fine. I'm not calling that. He just reminds me low tier Sneeko. Shout out to Jay. Jay said, I disagree in the book smart just because he only says generic stuff. That everybody already knows. That's true. That's fair. I'm giving him a pass because, he got him a college degree. He got him, from what I know, again, I don't know him personally. This, again, I'm going by what he said until, having Priest, some stuff come out. But he got him a career job at one point. It paid, over 100K, his words, O'Shea words. And he got successful enough to, hey, I made this YouTube thing, works for me, so here I am. That's pretty much where I'm giving him his credit is. But the sucky part is the fact that he's on social media saying the stuff he's saying. This is where I say the book smart versus the educated fool. He's saying things that doesn't add up, and he got goofies like his MTR Army and other people in his chat oh my God, you're saying the right thing. No, he's not. And this is where you come in. And I agree with this. He's saying generic stuff. He's saying basic bitch things. This is what the things he's saying. So it's nothing adding up. And I really don't think he listened to himself.
I don't think AMS will ever go to a Thailand. AMS is from Alabama, all right? If they don't have double Ds, they're not for him. You understand what I'm saying? He needs a little bit more thickness. The top people are small as hell. By the way, Short Kings, if you feel some type of way about being in the States, go over to a Thailand, baby. The average height is way less. I was walking around feeling like a damn giant. You understand me? But here is my charge, all right? AMS, if you haven't been abroad, he need to go to a Colombia, all right, where they're a lot more thicker. Take him to a Rio. Take him to a Brazil. AMS, if you want to go abroad, I will pay for your ticket, bro. I just want you to see it. I just want you to see it, bro. I will pay for your ticket. Send this to him. I will pay for your. He ain't going to accept it. He ain't going to accept it. Okay. But I will do that. All right. I will absolutely do that because you have to see more, bro. I want the passion in my voice because I want all y'all to just experience more, to see more. Shout out to Passport Bros because, like I said in that video, I understand y'all. Oh, I understand y'all. It's not for me. It's not about the women. It was the lifestyle. The women are just a byproduct. Okay, and it just so happens that if you're a millionaire in the States, all
right, now it's not for him. All right, we're gonna. All right, we're 2 hours and 47 minutes in. We're gonna leave it like that. But it goes more into it. We might do a part 2 on this. I ain't gonna lie, MTR is funny. This is like comedy gold for me. But yeah, we're gonna leave it like that, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. May go in tomorrow. I might. A little bit early because I know last week I said I was gonna do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I didn't, so that's my fault. So I'm gonna try to work something in tomorrow. If not, definitely Tuesday because I really want to have the conversation about she's so icy, neglected her child, in Miami. So I try to work on that. Until the meantime, appreciate everybody. Appreciate you. But as for MTR.
So, I mean, we had a real long discussion and a sit down, and then after going over his qualifications, we decided he'd be better off of the team.
That part.
Can I get a